There we go. Hey.
Hello. It's
Welcome.
Monday night. Welcome. Hello, everybody.
Hope everybody's doing well. Well, I've seen some of you guys messaging about it. I guess we'll address it right away. We kind of seen what just happened here. This was just in the very last minute. And yeah, if anybody wants to look at our social blade, we've dropped from 4,351 literally in one spiral to 494. And we were just checking up onto it, trying to see it might be a glitch. That stuff has happened before. So we're not sure yet, because literally it was just not too long before we went on, we seen it. It was actually thanks to Matt Cook, Oregon, who noticed it, and Night Shame
as well.
Farmall. And yeah, it glitch. Yep. We can't. We just haven't had enough time to check into it before we start it. We just seen that. And two is the only quick thing we could find is sometimes if somebody starts flooding your sub counts with bots and does it a bit, it starts recycling them all, and then if they pull all the bots, that can happen. So it might have been happening for a bit and we weren't realizing it. So I wish I could give you the answer why. So, and there might be other answers to it. Literally, this is all we could find out with the short notes we got. We're trying to read in the side here. So, I don't know. I wish I could. Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. It looks like it might be a glitch most likely, but we'll it just literally just happened now, so we'll see about it after. Let's give it some time and not get too worked up about it.
No.
We know that we guys have plenty of supporters, and it just reflects in our live streams alone, and all the amazing Twitter messages that we get daily. So no worries about there. Don't worry about us. We are all fine.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll come out of the woodwork. Alrighty, we're on. So.
Okay, so today is Monday. Let's start our show. Today is Monday, and hope you guys had a great weekend. It's the first day back for you in the United States after Thanksgiving long weekend. Yesterday we had a great turnout for our shout-out wheel. Was amazing. And today we have an amazing guest today, the Huntsman. If you don't know about him, you are going to want to hear about him. He has reached 500,000 views today on his channel. He only started his channel in March, and God, I must tell you that the content he has is worth the Discovery Channel. He's over 3,000, I think 3,300 right now, and he's doing amazing. And we definitely wanted to talk with him. What's the secret behind it? He has a different approach to making content to YouTube and letting his content out than most of us do here. So definitely want to hear more about it, and of course hear more about his life, survival, lone path finding, wildlife, and so on. There's so many things to talk about, and it's going to be very interesting conversation. So looking forward. And that's a little bit from now. So don't go anywhere. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you think that you have subscribed already, double check just in case you know how those glitches work. We do appreciate the subscribe button. It's somewhere there below in the corners. Hello to everybody. Crypt6, Gabriel Z. Hello. Hike with Mike, MU. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. We know, guys, you hear, you care about us a lot, and we do see that, and we do appreciate that, and that's what counts.
And guys, it doesn't matter if we have 10 subs or whatever, we're still here for you in the same exact way.
Yeah, it's back now.
Nobody's getting us down, so don't worry about it.
It's back now,
yeah. And a little word to the wise, guys. Check all your videos always. Keep an eye on it. I know everybody wants subs, and I get that, and it's understandable. We all do. Keep an eye on watch times. If you ever see big spikes and stuff like that, always be careful, because you know, sometimes people can frig with your channel. So just always keep an eye out. Always pay a lot of attention to your numbers. We always say it's like a GPS to know where you want to go, and that's right. But like a warning light on an engine, sometimes it can tell you if there's troubles or you got foreign bodies inside the engine. So,
guys, always keep eye on your analytics. Yeah, thank you, Beauzer. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Beauzer.
And
You're
was
awesome
no worries
friend.
there. It was more of a puzzled look of, oh, whoa, that's the glitch. But, you know, guys, everybody has been in touch with that big YouTube G word.
Yep.
A big G spot YouTube lately. And let's hope it doesn't affect anybody else. It's all back to normal now. So thank you so much for all the reports on that. Thank you. We do appreciate that. And well, guys, thank you for coming in today. Don't forget to share. We're gonna be doing a roll call not far from now, and of course Blue Ranch selfie Blue Ranch group selfies. There you go. That sounds better. We're always looking forward to them. Yesterday there were tons of them, and we are so excited to see every one of them and to see your beautiful faces out there. It's also a great way for you guys to connect with each other. Nightsham, yes, stop giving us heart attacks. Well,
see, there's a good friend for a long time, and much love to you, Nightshade.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all the support. We feel that, guys, and we are not worried about those who always come here and are always supporting. We're not worried a bit because we know that you know. And we do appreciate all your love and all the love back to you. Rachel Harris, hello. Nature Nerd.
It was your birthday last night, Nightshame.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Margie, hi, how are you? I know, Nightshame, I see him a bit not in the best of moods right now, but you know what? You deserve better than that. All right, you ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nightshame. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Happy birthday to Nightshame.
Happy belated birthday. Sorry, missed the last night, my friend. Much
Hope
love
it was
to
a
you.
great birthday. Thank you so much, guys. Put some balloons out there and some cakes. Let's share a cake with Nightshame, whose birthday was yesterday. And guys, 73 watching and 48 likes. Hit that like button if you forgot. We often forget to, so it's good to have a reminder. So hit that like button if you haven't yet. We do appreciate that. Let's get this video rolling up for those tag suggestions for discovery and search, as we always talk about, you guys. We also are doing that for our channel too, and always good to see some new people here as well.
That's right.
Fat Old Son, hello.
Welcome. Nice
Awesome. There are all the cakes there. Nightshade, did you have a cake yesterday, and what kind of was it if you did? Because the next sentence is going to be, I want a piece of that now.
Yes.
Awesome. Let me find a cake picture there. Body TV, hello. Puberty, hi.
Hey, Puberty, how are you?
Awesome, guys. Strong Outdoors, Cher Erickson, Little Llama Laura, hello. I will answer you back on Twitter. Today has been a little bit busy. Like always, Mondays are. Fudge cake. Did someone say cake? Yes. Yeah, we would love to have some cake. Awesome. Rocky and Derek show. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. 79 watching, 54 likes. Smash and hug, the way of your choice. That like button, we do appreciate. Once again, if you're new, subscribe. And if you think that you already have subscribed, double check that. You never know. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Julie. Miracle Study School. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And your cup probably stuck in our customs because our postal workers have been on a rotating strike for a month now, and I feel so bad, but there's nothing we can do. They are off the strike now, so we hope we can get it very soon.
I'm sorry you had a crappy birthday, Nightshame. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it's a better day for you today. I do. I'm sorry to hear that.
Hugs to you. Well, let's celebrate it today. You know, birthday is just a date. Let's do it today. You can always make it better.
Puberty. It don't. Don't worry about
Oh,
it. We
that was yesterday.
yes, that's
Forget
no,
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah, I want you just to I want you to have fun tonight. That would be the best thing to see. Would be for you to enjoy yourself. That will be better than anything.
Yeah, Julie, they actually had to. The government had to basically force them to back to work legislation, I think, because they were worried that people are not going to get their packages for Christmas because it's been going on for the whole month right now. So thanks God, hopefully it's going to get resolved really, really soon. Obelix Magnet Fishing, hello.
I know nature outdoors, nature nerd outdoors. I know, and I like, but we just got to. You're too dangerous with a wrench right now. Everybody's getting 300-second timeouts and all this stuff. Just hang back for a while and just take it easy. Yes, probation, exactly. Go Jefferson.
Yeah, the other option would be just hide you off our channel, and then you wouldn't be able to come in. And
we don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
No.
Night Shame, getting kicked out of my parents' home in 19 days and gonna live with my mother. It's okay though. I understand. It's their house after all. I understand the big changes are always upsetting, but sometimes it comes out for the best.
Yeah.
Okay. We all have gone through that at that age, and it might be for the best, although it might not feel like that right now.
Yeah. No, exactly. And guys, I want to apologize. We've always been transparent. Yes, Stephanie Douglas is absolutely awesome. She's a really great channel. I love her. She's got such a good attitude, and I think she's amazing.
Definitely.
I want to take a moment, guys, to apologize for the way it's been coming in tonight. I want to thank you for your understanding. This is not the kind of channel we want to have, those kind of things going on. And we've always been transparent. Sometimes things there go on behind the scenes you have to deal with. And I don't want it to creep into what we have here, and that means what you guys have created. So I apologize. I'm not so upbeat right now. I promise to get it better. And I can't thank you enough for your patience through it. You guys really are. I say it a lot. You're the cream of the crop. And tonight is another great example of that. So I want to say thank you. Watch time to how much time does it take for watch time stats to update? Mine take a while. Yes, everybody's does, because it's got to edit. It's usually within 48 hours, 72 hours. Sometimes it can even take. Thank you, Bowser. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. So, I really do.
Thank you, Hippogriff Gaming.
Hey.
Yeah, it has been a busy day. It's Monday, guys, and Monday always comes with busy things to do. I have no clue what you're talking about. That's great. We have yours. Awesome. You guys are amazing.
Thank you. You guys really are.
Badger Farm Girl, hello. Awesome. Yes, MU Music is amazing. Don't forget to put his credentials in your description if you use his music, because that's the way you can use it for free.
Yep.
Always give a credit to the author. That's awesome. Larry Johnson, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. We do appreciate that. Thank you. And you guys who have been here with us for a while know all the backwards goings. So we do appreciate that. All the love back to you. Terrell, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much more, man.
JC No Limit.
I may not know much about YouTube, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn once for like a first.
Awesome. Jonas likes to stream and food review. That's your shout out. There you go. Awesome.
Thank you, Fire.
Droning about NW. Awesome. Godspeed Super Beast. Do I need to make you a movie? Larry Johnson is asking. How it's gonna be called? Let's discuss the title of it.
Funky Nerd Shark, you never have to. Please, no, guys. I try to hit as many streams as I do, and it's always my pleasure to get to see you guys. And I wish I could be like a regular to every one of them, and so does Xenia. But we try to spread them out and hit as many over time as possible, so we don't want anybody thinking that we don't care or don't watch. So between that and videos, I don't know when's the last time I've watched like even not in TV, but even a big YouTuber. I can't barely remember. And so we do try to spread as thin as we possibly can. So I want all you guys to know that we appreciate you guys and try to show support. Like HSFL Paranormal, I wanted to watch him today. Great to see you, John. And I had to go for my daughter's. She needs something at the store for school, so that's what happens sometimes. So then I wait for the next one to come up and then try and catch it. So, oh, you're tired, random lady, 1989. That's. Oh, I hope it. That's too bad. Face palm.
Lulu Love You is in the house.
Hey, sweetie.
Awesome. Of course, Gil Scales is in as well.
Yes.
Awesome, guys, to see you all. HSFL, yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it because I don't want to miss anything that you guys do. I wish I could watch everything. I truly do, but I would be lying if I said I did, and I don't want to lie to you. So, I'm just bringing everything up. You guys are so awesome. I swear I can't stress that enough. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Trekin, what's going on? Nice to see you in here. Guys, we're going to have an awesome guest tonight. This guy has moved mountains. Probably will inspire a lot of us to kick up our heels and go the extra mile once you hear him talk. It's going to be awesome. Welcome, Stephanie.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, he had only started his videos in March, and he's over 3,300 and still rolling. He just hit a milestone of 500,000 views. 500,000 views, guys, on his videos. His biggest video is 140,000 views, and his series are amazing. The way, and I'm not gonna, if you don't know it yet, I'm not gonna spoil the story about it, but the way he's putting his content out is completely different from what we usually see. It's a very unique approach, and it's been working really well for him. So we want to catch him before he flies off to the millions because his content is definitely worthy Discovery Channel for sure. The amount of production that are going into his edited videos are just amazing. So we definitely want to know that. And he's a survivalist, wildlife expert, and I think lots of those skills that he acquired by being that has been working really well for him in YouTube world as well. So I want to talk about that as well. How does that reflect our real life into our YouTube world?
Oh, Godspeed. Please eat. I don't know if I said it. I'm just getting into my dinner and starving. Hi. So,
oh, my goodness. Strung Outdoors just quit smoking and you are killing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Strung Out. I'd say I wouldn't. And I don't, especially after what just happened, would be probably the worst time. If I'm like, be dangerous around here if I.
Please keep it up, and I feel for you, and that's all I can say on this one. I'm so sorry.
Games, no asking for support, please, none whatsoever.
Yeah, just hang around, and people aren't gonna follow you. This is amazing community here. Chris Iconi, hello, serving from my home. Hi, how are you doing?
I get
awesome, good to see you. Airstream has a dream. Hello. Yes, exactly. Yes, very true. And the best way to see when we are on is actually to follow us on Twitter, because notification bell have been known to be not the most trustworthy.
Yes. But
we always post our following live streams on Twitter, and of course our Discord. If you haven't known it yet, we do have our Discord page. It's all down there in the description below. And we also, thanks to Gene Bear, we have our subreddit a thread where you can share your videos, and that's another great way for promoting your channel, your videos, and also works into the YouTube algorithm a little bit as well to get those links outside of YouTube too. So definitely subscribe to that, share your videos, share other people's videos, upvote those, and definitely we can help each other with that. All the links, all the social media is down below, our guests, our links, all the new information. We constantly change things in our description so it doesn't get boring, and you can always check for something new there. So always check that out. Our Blue Ranch Group merch store link is there as well. Did you guys jump on that Black Friday sale? I hope you did. And if so, do a selfie of yourself in one of the items. We would really appreciate seeing that. It's always fun. Wanted to remind you guys about our selfies. If you're new to this channel, take a selfie of yourself, or even better, a selfie of you watching us, and post it on social media, adding a hashtag Blue Ranch Group. And if it's on Twitter, we're going to be showing it off. This is your chance to put your own merch, your logos in a picture. Another way for you to promote your channel, to get a shout out, an extra shout out, being on the screen, and let everybody see your beautiful faces and connect with each other on Twitter. Hashtag Blue Wrench Group. We are going to be looking at them after a while. We always love that part. I think everybody's always enjoying that. So we're always looking forward to that.
Sorry.
We hope you do too. Russell Rama Videos, hello. Good to see you.
Yes.
Doug Sweener, hello. Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Really do appreciate it. I just hope you guys can hit that like button. It really does help us out a lot. Just support. And if you guys want to support each other during the interview, this is a mingling place for sure. We're not going to discourage. Just keep it very low key. It's respect for the guests. And just, treat it like you're sitting at like a comedy club or I don't know, dinner theater or something like that, or a night, a club, or sitting down listening to music. I don't want to say nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah. A jazz bar. There you go.
We do use our shout out game nights to talk more about your guys' channel, but you can always follow each other in the background and mingle with each other in the chat through our live streams. With introduce as well, Alyssa Parrish Fan, hello.
Welcome. Nice to see you in here.
Flyer FPV, hello. Idiot of the day, good to see you too.
Lots of great channels, guys. Guys, tonight is going to be an awesome guest.
Man.
He is like, passion for hunting and fishing.
Awesome.
Welcome. Caribou Country Outdoors, two of my fellow Canadians in here. Great to see you side by side.
Ma Michelle.
And even guys, as a Huntsman, you guys are going to be inspired the way he's built his channel and what he's done. This is going to be some great information you're not going to want to miss. I
really feel that he's treating his channel more like a Netflix platform. The way he's releasing his videos and the way he goes about them, it's almost like a Netflix, not YouTube platform. You're going to hear all about it. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't know how he got to this idea. Yeah. And I want him to tell about it a little bit more in detail. Very excited to hear about it.
And that's the whole reason, Guy, about our channel. Everything is under an umbrella. Whether it's the interviews, the shout-outs, the Tuesday Tech Talk, everything is about kind of growing together. That's the common theme, like the umbrella for all of this. And he's a great example of that tonight. Good growth, fast growth, proper growth, and excellent content, and all those things about how we got there. And that ties into anything you do, whether it's knitting, mechanics, whatever, gaming. I mean, they all fit into there. It's all tips we can use. So what's everyone been up to? I have this gaming channel. Welcome. So many great channels, guys. So many great.
It's been Brian. Awesome.
Hey.
And we're going to be doing a roll call in just a little bit of time, so don't go anywhere. It's another chance for you to be shouted out. We always try to squish in just another way of being shouted out somewhere during our live streams for you guys to connect with each other and to get to know each other more. Ms. Ride or Die, I will have to check it out after live stream. We don't like to fiddling with our lives while we are on, but we'll check that out. Roy Parman, hello. Tesla, Rebel Rocker, hello. Just refresh and see the subcontinent. Yes, it is back. Yes, it was probably just a glitch, as we were saying at the beginning. YouTube has its own problems to deal with. All I can say, I wish they would be dealing with their problems before they add all the new updates, but well, it's still a free platform, right? The Popping Couple, hello. Good to see you. Emilio Takas, good to see you too. Patricia Sprinkles, Arizona Timeless Tourist. Awesome. So good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jean Bear, for letting us know. Passion for hunting. I'm trying to catch you all here, guys. This is amazing. And don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet. Frozen Fury, hello. Our guest in a very near future. Looking forward to that. Speaking about guests, this week is full of amazing guests. As we said earlier, the Huntsman is going to be on today. And on Wednesday, we are going to be having Bruce, the traveler. He is all knowledgeable guy about cruises and travel, has been doing that for years and years and have an amazing community all around him, all about it. So we're going to be talking about that. And on Friday, we have a Toy Man on, which is a great train enthusiast. And you guys know we love trains. It's our special passion as a family. And Andrew has lots of his own train videos. So we're going to definitely be looking forward to that on Friday.
Biagio says not sure if it's confirmed it, but a glitch with YouTube, seeing other channels also. Okay.
Thank you for letting us know.
Bowser. Thanks, bud. You never know, eh? Sometimes with the, you know what I mean. Like that said, guys, we got some awesome people in here. Wow. Guys, we're already at 81 likes. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. I hope you guys will tweet it out lots, especially for our guest tonight. Get them as many people in here as we can. Tell some friends. I'm just tired of spamming. Yes, exactly. But with that said, I think it's time for the shout-outs.
Oh.
Because we got our guest coming. He should be on by now. So
yes, of course. Well, you went somewhere.
I know. I went to change my shirt. I was hot.
You disappeared.
Yeah, so it was time to cool down a little. Alrighty, let's see what we got going here. Let's see. We had missed any the other day. We'll start from tonight. Alrighty, there we go. There's my buddy. Right there. He got his blue wrench hoodie.
Oh, that's right. That's awesome. Oh, Polly, so amazing. Thank you, Polly. Hello, Polly.
I'm so proud of that.
That is amazing.
To see you holding that, you have no idea how proud I am of that.
That's right, guys. Hashtag Blue Wrench Group merch. The link is down below in the description. And thank you, Polly, for posting us. We do appreciate that so much.
That's really cool.
Wow. Thank you.
You are so awesome, my friend.
Thank you
so much. That really, really does mean a lot. Rosal Rama, that is awesome. Wow. That is beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. Dad's Den Reviews. Thank you, Gemma. Hello.
Welcome, Gemma. Nice to see you here.
Filipino British Wife Flock. Hello.
And we have Fluffy Honeys up here.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Hippograph Gaming. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Trophy Dad. Everyday Dad. Hello. So many people coming in.
You guys are awesome.
So awesome. And guys, it's never too late to put a selfie out there. We're going to be checking that back up. And we have to do a roll call.
That's right. Let's get this show on the road. Let's call it some channels. Alrighty, folks. There we go. Got some echo on. And let's get this party started. You guys are the star of the show. You always deserve an arena-sized welcome for being here. And always, we start off with our good friend, Weekend Warrior Outdoors, Trekkin', Mowerman 82, Tesla, Terrell's Artwork Channel. That's the original wrench, folks. Show them some love. Stephanie Ferrante, Shanette ASMR, Serving From My Home, Rubik's Cube Gaming Man, Roy Parman, Rosorian Buck, Rosal Rama Videos, Random Lady 1989, Puberty, Panic Paranormal Video, Panic Deep Paranormal, oh my God, Panic Deep Paranormal Videos. I think it's the first time I've introduced you. Obilex Magnet Fishing, Nature Nerd Outdoors, MU Free Music for your videos. All the music you hear playing tonight is from MU Free Music. Mike Dietrich, Lulu Love You, Little Llama Laura, Larry Johnson, Julie's Miracle Studies School, Jordan Lawrence, Jonah Likes to Stream and Food Reviews, Jefferson Einstein, JC No Limit TV, HSFL Paranormal, Hippogriff Gaming, Godspeed Super Beast, Gill Skills, Gene Bear 2G, Gabriel Z, Funky Nerd Start, Fluffy Honey Tina, Fire Kicks Reacts, Droning About NW, Dirty Deeds, D Family Vlogs, Badger Farm Girl, B. Auser, my buddy. You got to check out B. Auser, guys. He is phenomenal. Love hanging in his channel. AU Pack Mule, Animal enthusiasts. So nice to have all you guys here. If we missed anybody, please highlight your name so we can say hi. We got the Trump parody guy in here, Idiot of the Day, Ms. Ride or Die, Tesla, Ask Questions, Try It, Roy Parman, Avenue Hong Kong, Emilio Takas, It's Me Brian, anybody else? Animaflex Animations, welcome. Aerolithic YT, great to have you here.
And guys, hello to everybody listening to us on their headphones. Thank you for joining us. If you can say hi in the chat, please do it. If you can't, that's okay too. Hope you just have an amazing evening or morning with us.
Trump parody guy, you're so awesome. TCR Ferrets Live is here. HSFL Paranormal, my good friend John. Filipina British Wife Vlog, Rocky and Derek Show. Mummy Shell. Oh, Fluffy Honey Tina, you are in here. Sorry, I didn't see you before. Or did I call it and not realize? That
You
was
did.
the first time. That's what I did. I'm so sorry. I'm awful at this. That's why.
Panic D says, hello, very glad to meet you guys. Heard this
pleasure.
was a pretty awesome stream, so thought we would stop by and check it out. Oh, guys, you're amazing.
I'm checking you out right now, too. Just look for SubMe24, write it back, and I'll join you, too.
The drunk friend, you got timed out. Well, you see, we have, everybody has wrenches here, so if you behave, you shouldn't have any problems with that.
3 Pop and Couple, how are you? Nice to see you in here. Lots of great channels, guys. And with that said, I think it's soon time to send our guests the link.
Yes.
Little Llama Laura, understand completely. Thank you so much. Oh, Courtney Freeman, the Huntsman wifey in the house.
Oh, we already seen that.
I'm so bad at it. I'm just going to stop talking. I'm just going to smile politely for the rest of the night. I just love Miss Pusa's because she is awesome. There you go. It's me, Brian said.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Strung Out Outdoors, how are you? Serving from my home. And a Rebel Rocker. Thank you so much, Rebel Rocker.
How did you get 4K subs? You know what? I think we have been so transparent and honest about the way we are doing our live streams, the way we're growing our channel. We talk about it all the time during our shoutouts, during our Tuesday Tech Talks. And if you listen carefully, it's all out there. It's not a secret.
The biggest things, guys, is you stick to your core values. You don't change them all over the place. You do what you want to do. With still, if you're going to do what you just want to do, accept the fact that it won't appeal to everybody. You got to find the best way to appeal to most people, but still staying true to what you want to be. And you got to stay with it. Get to meet lots of people. Don't wane from it. Keep pushing onto it. Get people that they can expect it coming.
Be you and grow community around you.
Thank you, Gil.
Loving them, they love you back. Gemma, beautiful. Gemma is writing a poem for us.
Oh
my
so
God.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you, and Julie. Thank you so much for putting the link in. Well, I think it is. You're right. 7th Gate. Hello.
The poor guy's got. We got a.
Oh, okay. Awesome. 7th Gate. Wink, wink. We're gonna get you a blue wrench too. Good to see you. Awesome. The Explorer. Hello, and we're gonna be joined by our guest just in a little bit of time. Don't forget to like and share, and of course subscribe if you haven't subscribed to us. And we're going to be dropping a link for our guest during our live stream as well, so please go and check him out before he flies off to millions, as we say.
Yes.
Yes, wink wink, that's right.
Thank you so much. Ask questions, that is so kind. And I mean, you guys make it what it is here.
Oh, you guys is what makes that community. And thank you, though.
Yeah.
We do appreciate that. Keepograph made a custom banner. Awesome. There you go, guys. We love that you are growing with us. Everybody's growing together. That's awesome. Small Town Investigations. I'm going to definitely check that out. I'm trying to jump behind all the tweet messages. We do appreciate them all, and we try to get back to them as soon as possible. So please be patient with us. Yes, ding dong, the doorbell is ringing.
That's right.
And guess what?
I think it's that time, guys. Want to welcome our guest in here, the Huntsman. How are you tonight?
Hello.
Oh, did he unmute himself? Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you? Can you hear us?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect.
Yep. Let me just get your...
Okay, we good?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe if you can just get your mic up a little bit. You're coming in a bit low.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So if you can just turn up a tiny bit, we should be good to go. How are you tonight?
Let's see what we can do. Is that better?
Maybe. Usually I have the opposite trouble. I got to get people down. You got to try and get you a little bit louder.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Let me see. Try again. There. Just say something. We'll do a mic test.
How about now?
That's good. There you go. Oh, I'm going to close Hangouts now because.
Thank you so much for joining us, and you're going to see us in this camera here. That's only a camera for you. Nobody else sees that, and everybody else sees us here on the top. That's what is streaming to YouTube.
Right.
And I don't know if you are able to have YouTube up as well. If not, that's okay too. I'm keeping an eye on the chat, and if there are going to be any questions, and I'm sure there are going to be, I'm going to definitely copy them over, and we'll ask you those during the stream or at the end of it. So no worries on keeping an eye on the chat.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and maybe we can start with introducing yourself. Just what is your channel about? A short version, and then we'll try to expand to it during our interview.
Well, I started the channel off as an outdoors channel because, you know, that's primarily what I do. I'm always out in the woods hiking and things like that, and I figured why not take a camera with me. But this isn't actually my the Huntsman series isn't actually my first outdoors channel. It's my second. Right. So I've had a channel previously, and you know, working with that channel, it was kind of an experimental thing, and I got to go through the learning curve on that channel. And so whenever it came to the Huntsman series, I already had all of the tricks and the tools and everything that I needed to do to put that series together.
But now, like growing up, was this a part of your life, like when you were younger, or was it just an interest that you decided, not the YouTube side, but the survival side, the woodsman, the bushcraft, and all that? Is that something pretty much from day one's been in your life?
Oh yeah, from the time I was born, I lived out in the countryside. I grew up on a game reserve, a federal game reserve. My backyard was mile after mile after mile of nothing but plains and woods. So being out in the woods is something I've been able to do since my parents would let me out of the yard. You know, that, and out there, the closest town was 7 miles away. So the only thing there was to do was go to the woods and build forts and do all that kind of stuff. And now I'm just doing it as an adult.
We had kind of a similar childhood. I grew up in eastern Quebec in a town of 280, and it was the same thing. We were always building forts, always out doing stuff. That was just part of life. You didn't.
Yeah, whenever you live out that far, you kind of have to make your own entertainment. So, yeah, you know, you go off to the woods and you just kind of do it. What adults call bushcrafting and survival today was just going outside and playing. Yes. You know, 30 years ago.
That's right. But it's become a big market. I mean, you look on YouTube alone; it's amazing how it's grown. And I think it's one of those ones that there's people that are doing it like you, but I've noticed a lot of urban people or suburban people who are craving that kind of lifestyle, can't live it, so they're doing it vicariously through you guys. And I find that really cool.
I think that there's a shift, and the shift happened, you know, 15, 20 years ago when people started wanting to do this whole reconnect with nature thing. They wanted to get away from all the noise in the busy city streets. So they were just going to the local parks. And from there, it just, you know, they went further and further out, just like we did when we were kids. Our parents would let us go so far, and then we wanted to go further.
That's right.
And I think that's what's happening with the city folk. You know, they go out, to a campground, for say, you know, a nice safe space campground where there's lots of people around. They have that experience, and then they want to go a little bit further and a little bit further. Well, whenever they get out to the backwoods, then they're looking to guys like us who were born and raised that way for advice on how they should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it. And I mean, even if they can't do it for the next 20 years, I picture the guy coming home, you know, he throws off the tie, sits back, you know, crack opens a beer and just gets ready and has a couple of his favorite channels in this genre that he watches. It's kind of like even a mental escape for the moment. You know, you guys
exactly.
Which is very cool. I mean, you're really, it's amazing. In one way, you're teaching a lot of people how to do it. But another way, you're actually giving somebody the greatest part of their day for a few minutes.
Well, you know, and that's always my goal. And that was the approach with the channel. I didn't want to do a how-to channel because a lot of the other channels that I see out there are how-to guides.
Right.
They are woods guides. They're going to teach you step by step what you need to do to make a fire, step by step what you need to do to build a shelter. They're going to show you in detail. There are some great channels out there to do that. But because there's so many channels out there to do that, I did not want to do the same thing. I didn't want to do the kind of cookie cutter channel. I want to do to go one step beyond that. My core audience, they already know what they're doing out there, so they come to me for the entertainment. Right. What do you do after all of that stuff's done? And that's where I come in. That's
a very good point, by the way. That's a really good point, because you're right. Yours does have that certain, it's kind of the next level type of thing, that a bushcrafter channel type, if you will.
Right. I wanted the channel and the main series itself to be an experience, not a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that you have done.
It definitely feels like so. Yeah. It definitely is, because the way it's produced, it's just, the quality of it is mind-blowing to think that it is on YouTube.
Definitely.
Right. Now see, the production of the Huntsman series actually started in November of last year.
Okay.
So from November to the premiere in March, I was filming and I was working over social media and building the entire network before the first video was ever released. So I had over 100 subscribers before I had any content out there.
That's amazing.
Well, definitely.
And that's one of the things that I think people are missing whenever they're doing their channels. They don't build up any hype around their channels. Right. If you look at a Hollywood production, you always see the teasers first. You see still images,
right,
and then you see animated images, and then you finally get to that first teaser. So they're building up all that hype for the movie months before the movie's ever released.
Mm-hmm.
I had the same approach with the Huntsman series. I was just going all over social media, plugging everything that I could about the series without giving anything away.
Right.
So I was starting all these rumors online. Have you heard about this upcoming series? At the same point in time, I was networking with already established channels. I was writing them in private behind the scenes. I was getting copyright permission to use content that they already had. My very first video released on the channel boasted about 5 different channels that were already well established.
That's awesome.
So that was kind of me paying respect to the guys that came before me. And then as soon as my first episode aired, I totally changed the game on them.
Hmm.
That's smart. That's really smart. That's what's thinking outside the box, and that's the thing that gets lost a lot of times. Sometimes it's this kind of, because YouTube has become such a gold rush, it's kind of build it and they will come, and it doesn't work that way.
No, it really doesn't. You have to have some sort of edge. You have to have something that stands out to get over. If you're doing a cookie cutter channel, just trying to copy what other channels are doing, you're not going to get over, because you're just putting out stuff that people have already seen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And usually then you're compared right away. That's the hard part. And the one who's been doing it for a while tends to favor most times. I can't agree with you more on that one.
Right.
It's like our live streams when we started. That's why we started adding in the 15, 20-minute opener. And kind of people didn't know what to think of, but that's exactly what it was the hype. You know, get everybody into it, get everybody excited.
Right.
Don't come into a cold room with nobody. Have already an audience waiting for you.
Exactly. The way you guys, is just like this live stream, the way you guys present the show, you have this, 20-minute, half an hour period where it's kind of like the warm up.
Yes.
You have that countdown. I'm in these streams all the time, and I come here now. I come over to your guys' stream now just to hang out. I'm not here looking for subs. I mean, I tell people in the chat, don't sub my channel.
Yes, I see.
I'm not looking for subs. I'm just looking for people to hang out with, talk to, and I go through the chat window. If I see somebody that I'm interested in, I go subscribe to their channel. I don't even tell them that I subscribe to their channel.
Right.
I just, I got you. I don't do any of that. I'm always here on the stream somewhere, even if I'm not talking, and it's just a hangout. This is my chill time over here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That really means a lot. I mean, we respect the hell out of what you do. You were the poster boy for it.
Yeah, it was so amazing to see, you know, because we kind of, I think we caught you when you were just starting to get it all out, you know, and it's like, was like, oh, a series, interesting. And you were talking about it, like you said, before you were releasing even like the next series, you kind of was unraveling the parts of your channel story. And I remember you were saying that the whole channel is a story. It's not the videos, but the whole thing is a story. And I was so intrigued when you were talking about that, but I was like, wow, this is something completely different, you know, where it's gonna go. And it's been going really well, I must say. 500,000 views today, I seen.
Yes, yeah, I was very proud of that.
Wow.
I actually, whenever it comes to the numbers, I actually focus on my watch time and my views more than I do my subscribers.
Yes,
right.
100%.
Very true. Very true. But that's amazing. Guys, did you hear that? 500,000 of views.
Yeah.
And that's since March. That's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I just got monetized. Actually, I think I was with you guys whenever I hit 1,000.
Yep.
I was in a live stream at every milestone. I was with you guys when I hit 1,000. I was with Yankees Outdoor Adventures whenever I hit 2,000. And I was in a live stream with Nomadic Bike whenever I hit the 3,000.
Nice.
So I have been in live streams, and it's happened live all 3 times.
Well, that's cool.
That was amazing.
Well, yeah, you got a keepsake of it. I always say that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah.
There's a question from it and Dad. What is the retention percentage on average of your videos?
My average is about 23 minutes. Now, whenever you're looking at an hour-long episode, if I can hold their attention for 23 minutes, that's pretty epic, because most people, the audience, generally they have the attention span of a gnat.
Yes.
If you don't hook them within the first 30 seconds, they're not going to watch. You have to have, and that's what my opening, if you notice the opening of my videos, I'll do a couple of seconds of scenery.
Yeah.
And then that rattlesnake pops up and the music hits, and then the show's on. So it starts off with this quiet, serene forest, and then you see that rattlesnake, and then you hear the glass break, and the show's on.
It's awesome.
And that extra little, that jolt is what gives them that adrenaline rush that says, they're saying, if they're new subscribers, they're saying, what just happened?
Yeah.
And if they're old and they've come to love that breakaway moment. Yeah.
It's become your signature into it.
Yeah. It is a signature. It's also a homage to things that inspired the channel.
That's pretty cool, actually. Sorry, guys, I just got to make one side note. We are getting a little bit of buffering, I see tonight. So if you're
out of,
I've been kicked out. I've been kicked out of our own live stream twice. So is Xenia. Please just hit that refresh a couple of times, and if you can tweet it out, that helps combat it as well, because it'll keep more people coming in and keep it up. So thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to say that. So. I like the way you did it. You took the time and you're making it more, and I don't mean this as any insult, but you have taken a lot more from TV, but made it your own. But you've thought of that, and that's so important, is to have that story, that line where it goes, you know, the setup, the action, the climax, the all of that is so important to tell a story. You don't want your audience walking away feeling like they missed something.
Right. But see, my background as I was developing the series, you can ask my wife, I am obsessed with Hollywood, and not the Hollywood stars, but Hollywood production process. I live in the Cleveland area, and this is like the East Coast Hollywood. And I talked about that in my last live stream. Marvel Studios comes here to film. We have movie stars in town all the time. And I get to see what happens on set.
Yes.
For a huge Hollywood production. And right before I started the Huntsman series, I got to meet with Chris Helmsworth, who played the Huntsman.
Wow.
And
that's
the white movies. I actually got that right here. Here's not sure how well you can make this out.
Oh, wow.
There's me and Chris Helmsworth right before the Huntsman series premiered.
That is so cool.
That is so amazing.
Congratulations.
So I got to hang out with him, and I actually mentioned the series. I was hanging out with him, and he just sort of laughed and shook my hand and wished me the best of luck.
Wow.
So that was kind of the icebreaker on the Huntsman series. Chris had a huge part in that as far as the inspiration behind the series goes. And if you look at the series, it does sort of have that dark fairy tale tinge to it.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Like I was so as a photographer, I was so captured by your Instagram photos. I'm like, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
The Instagram, I get to actually, most of the pictures that you see on Instagram are screenshots from the video. I'm
Yeah.
not taking actual photos. I'm taking screenshots from the video. I up the contrast a little bit, and that's what I use for my plugs. And that's another thing as far as developing channels go. If you look at Hollywood, you know what a press junket is. The press junket is where you go and you do the interviews, you do the articles, you do the magazines, the television, all of that stuff. So YouTube wise, as far as a YouTube channel goes, your press junket is like, say you got this episode coming up, like a premiere coming up. So the press junket for your YouTube channel is to go to forums that are based around your genre or your niche. You go to other channels that are based around it and you talk about what's coming. You go to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of social media. And with me, like I'll work Twitter one day, I'll work Instagram one day, and then I'll go to Facebook one day, Reddit. So I have this press junket. I have this routine that I go through to promote the series and the videos. And every place that I go to, I either have multiple accounts or I have people that are willing to share the information that I'm putting out. So the network just keeps growing and growing and growing.
That's awesome.
Like, let's go dive into that a little bit more, because I think people are like a lot of wanting to get their videos out there, as you say, you know, to get seen by other people. And everybody kind of knows, yes, you got to put it out there, but how do you find these forums? Like where, how do you know where exactly to go to?
Okay, like say, for instance, I'm in the wilderness genre, the bushcrafting genre. I started off in the bushcraft genre.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Facebook, and you go to Facebook groups and look up bushcrafting. You'll get 1 million different groups.
Right.
And you go to Reddit, you look for the bushcrafting subreddit. Now, as I went on with the bushcrafting part, the more I was seeing from the big channels, people that are reaching 1 million subscribers, the more I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like what they were doing because, and I'll go ahead and put this out there, my biggest problem with the successful YouTube channels is they sell out to sponsors. They start scripting themselves. They stop being authentic.
Yes.
And number one lesson on YouTube is you have to be authentic. You cannot put a mask on and read from a script and expect people to want to watch your content. You have to be whoever it is you are. You have to be authentic. You have to be honest. You cannot get in front of the camera and pretend to be who you think people will like. What I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing with my channel. I see other bushcrafters out there with the PG-13 content, and they're coming across like they're a Nickelodeon cartoon, and I know they're faking it.
Yeah.
And I know they're faking it because they're promoting products off of Amazon that have nothing to do with the wilderness. They're just trying to get that 10% commission off of their product. Now, I completely understand being an entrepreneur and trying to make money and trying to do this as a full-time job, but they take it a little bit too far. They don't see their audience as people anymore. They don't see them as individuals. They see them as a potential cash cow.
And you said something there, and that's something it's an extremely good point. And I'm going to say something that I hope it will work with you. If I don't, I'm not disagreeing with you on it. It's to find that line, because YouTube seems to go two routes with a lot of people. Either it gets too professional and it loses all its original, what you just said.
Right.
And I definitely believe, in my heart of hearts, that since the 2000s, when we were first promised reality TV and it was nowhere near it, people have had a thirst for that. And I think we're finally starting to give them the actual thing.
Right.
But then there's the other side where people go, they don't vamp up their skills enough. And they keep it too much like first day on the set type of thing. And it's to walk that fine line between getting better, but without becoming to try and look like you're going for NBC or a cable channel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like there's
you have to give yourself time for evolution.
Yes.
You have to keep what works, get rid of what doesn't.
Yes.
And you can't be afraid to get rid of what doesn't. You might think, oh, I love doing this, or this is my signature, but if that signature is not hooking your audience,
exactly,
there's no point in keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but evolution is the key. I mean, look from when you guys first started, and how things have evolved and how you've upgraded the channel, and how you've upgraded how you present your live streams. Even just since I've been with you guys, so many new little things have come into play. And that's just a natural growth process. It's not something that you really stress about. It just seems like the right thing to do at the time.
100%.
So you throw this little new thing in there, and the presentation's new, and you always keep everything fresh, and you keep everything exciting that way.
Yeah.
That's how you not only retain your subscribers, but you get new ones being brought in.
That's right. And without overshooting yourself too, which some people do. Like they're like, somebody does an interview, will spend all year chasing one channel that's got, 1.5 million subscribers and miss out on the whole season of trying to do other things. Or say like the bushcraft, they're planning one trip to, I don't know, the Yukon, and they spend all year focusing on that instead of the day-to-day stuff. And it's the little things that really build you, I find. Like you say, it's the little things you bring that really shape your channel and make it something to watch.
Yeah, and if you look at, like, with my channel, I got the main series, but I have so many extra playlists on the channel. I got a cache of 400 videos stored on YouTube that are locked away in private that I could release at any time.
Wow.
So if I get hurt when I'm out in the wilderness, or my wife wants me to stay home for a weekend, or anything happens, I have content that I can release on the channel forever. I got a trail cam out there right now that's filming while I'm talking to you guys. Right. Now, whenever it comes to the wildlife on my channel, because I stay in the same part of the forest, we're seeing the same animals so many times that my subscribers have started giving the animals names.
That's so awesome.
The wildlife that you see on my channel, they're nicknaming the wildlife that they see. Like, we have a coyote named Sheriff.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
And we have the Huntsman buck. And so the wildlife in my series are becoming guests in a way, or they're becoming characters themselves in the story.
100%. And that's what people need. They need to bond with things. And it can even be a lamppost if you sell it the right way. Anything has a voice if you show it properly.
Right. I brag the animals up because, I spend so much time out there by myself. The animals are the ones that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
The animals are the characters that I'm interacting with the most. I know how the deer talk. I know where they're going to be different times of day. I know when that coyote is going to come. I know what he likes to eat. And they all have their own unique little personalities. Like the coyote that they named Sheriff, he's the most paranoid creature I've ever seen. I've never seen. He's so scared of the trail cam every time the little LED lights up, but he keeps coming back to it. Keeps scaring himself over and over again. And as the series progressed, I saw the Huntsman buck, the one buck that we focus on in this series. I saw him when I was filming the very first episode down on the river bottom. And throughout the series, we tracked him up to his bedding area in the southern part of the woods, which is about 3 miles away. So we're following these animals around the woods, and we're learning from them and trying to protect them. The Huntsman buck got hurt a couple weeks ago. So I took out, food, and it was a really high charge vitamin mineral based food.
Yeah.
Look at the trail cam video this week that I captured, and he's doing a lot better. So,
so
awesome. So when it comes to the wildlife, we're not only interacting and filming with them, but we're trying to take care of them and keep them happy and healthy and coming up closer and closer to us.
That is so cool. This one's from August. I was just showing everybody a couple of clips here and there between. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool shot. You got the two of them. They're the massive whitetail, but then they are massive. Wow, look at the rack on them.
Yeah, that one there is the Huntsman buck. The other one's probably his son.
Wow, healthy, very, very healthy. We got a lot around where my parents are, but the people were feeding them too much, and that was the thing. It was funny for a rural area because usually they kind of get that, Now they've considered it part of the food chain, and that's why they're getting hit by cars so much. They have no fear of humans whatsoever.
Right.
And like you say, what's that?
I had this thing. I'm sorry. I had this thing pop up where hunting season's coming around right now. Now, I'm a bow hunter.
Yeah.
And I got this huge buck in the series. I got a couple of huge bucks in the series, and I've already told everybody I refuse to hunt them.
Right.
Because they're they're characters in the story now. They're written into the story.
Yep.
And I have a relationship with that herd. And if I did anything to hurt that herd or lose their trust, then that is an entire chapter of the series that's just gone.
Yeah.
And I won't do that for my own greed or my own ego.
No, that's pretty noble of you. I mean, I hunted myself. But my dad my father was a guide for salmon fishing for over 20 years. He's a fly fishing, Cascapedia River. It's famous for Atlantic salmon. And we've hunted moose, we've hunted deer, we've done all of it. But my father, and he was a reloader and everything, but it was such a strict thing about never wanting to go out just to kill. And he was like so adamant on me when I was even younger. Like I had a BB gun, but he got rid of it. He didn't want me treating any gun like a toy. He was so adamant a gun is a gun is a gun, no matter what, rifle, 243, 30-30, whatever.
Right.
And he was very big on that about, I've seen him let moose go. I've seen him, not the right shot, never take a chance, never make anything suffer. Better to go home without than make anything,
Yeah, and I actually pointed that very same thing out in an episode. We were tracking the deer early in the morning, and one of them came up in a thicket patch.
Okay.
And the audience, it was a beautiful, stunning shot of the deer.
Okay.
But as far as hunting wise, it was a bad shot because there were too many twigs between me and the deer. And if you're loosing an arrow and the wind hits it wrong, or you hit one of those twigs, you could injure the deer, but it's not life-threatening injury.
Right.
So the deer just suffers and suffers. And I pointed out that if you wound an animal, if you're an ethical hunter and you wound an animal and it's a bad shot, you feel like crap.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know that animal is going to suffer and that it's your fault.
Most definitely. And that's the wrong way to go into it. But some people I've met who don't care. It's like anything else. You're going to get good and bad in anything. And it's terrifying to see sometimes the attitude on some of them. Like, it's just total disregard for the whole thing.
Oh yeah, and I call those kind of people out. If I see a trophy hunter out there, I don't hesitate to call them out. They never say anything in response because what are they going to do? That's
right. It's not a popular place to stand up and admit to something like that. So yeah, it's a good way to call them onto it. I don't know if you can see the screen. I just found one picture. I had more, but there's my father there, and the salmon fishing. He retired at 74, and
wow.
Yeah, he ties flies. He tried to teach me, and yeah, it was never going to happen. I have way too much OCD going on for tying flies. The reloading I was a little more interested into, but yeah, I unfortunately, maybe one of my sons will pick it up, I hope, because I'd hate to see it pass off. So
that's another one of the things that, that I think that a lot of old school bushcrafters and woodsmen, I guess we call ourselves woodsmen. Bushcrafters more of a kind of a more modern term for it.
Yeah.
But the old time woodsmen, we're looking to pass this stuff down to a next generation because, I'm 40 years old now. I might have another 40 years in me. Maybe I could go out, tomorrow and, I'm always jumping off of cliffs and doing really reckless stuff out there.
Yeah.
I could go out tomorrow and have a heart attack. But the channel's there.
Yes.
So whenever it comes to the channel itself, I'm not doing it to go into business for myself. I'm not doing it to get a following that everybody's so obsessed with getting a social media following now. I'm doing it because it's a scrapbook. These are my memories, and I get to share them in moving pictures. If it used to be, back in the day, if I go to my mom's house, the only thing that she's got is these little scrapbooks of us when we were kids. Yeah. And now those scrapbooks have turned into videos. And it's no different. It's no different than Facebook. Nobody wants to lose their Facebook because that's where all their memories are.
That's right.
For YouTubers, our channel is where all of our memories are.
100%. 100%. And this is going to be around forever. It won't always be YouTube. That'll be dead and gone. But these videos won't go anywhere. They'll be in a new format.
They'll be somewhere.
It will call Peter 2 or whatever the name is 100 years down the road. Somewhere, somehow, they're going to be able to access this. And every once in a while, we're doing a live stream. We'll say that. I'll always wave to the camera and say hi to my great-great-grandchildren, when they're watching, hopefully.
Yeah, because once it's on the internet, it's never going to go away. Somebody's going to have it.
That's right. Hopefully always good things for everybody. I pray that you'll always have stuff up that you're proud of. And that actually even fuels our work to do good work and to do quality work and do stuff that's not lowbrow for that simple reason. we have 3 kids, so the chance of them having kids and them seeing stuff down the road, I always want something that later on they can look back and be proud of that we did. It doesn't mean PG-13. It just means,
Right.
you know, our best quality we could do. So they can say,
Yeah.
well, there's my great-great-grandparents that were awesome, or...
not.
Yeah, and you know, whenever it comes to my kids, my philosophy is that I would rather be a man in their eyes than a king in any others.
I love that.
Love that.
Wow.
That's-
You know, so it doesn't matter how big my following gets or how successful I am or anything like that. As long as they see me as a guy who had integrity and kept his dignity, no matter what came, that's all that matters.
I really
That's
love that.
really
This is
well
awesome,
said.
Yeah.
Wow. That's I love that.
And I think that's the right attitude for
Yeah.
YouTube too. If we go back to that, because oftentimes I think people are so over obsessed with all of that numbers and following that they kind of get lost into what actually, why did they actually want it to start it to begin with?
Right.
And it loses the passion for the content they were creating, and it shows in the videos too, and in the work that they put out there. If it starts to become more of the number hunting game, and
Right, and it's very tempting. I think the biggest thing that drives people is the idea of it's greed based. You
Yes.
get that success, it's people are just going to throw you money left and right, and you'll get sponsors, and you'll have ad revenue and all this other stuff. Now, with the Huntsman series, so you know, this is it's kind of taboo to talk about how much you're making, how much your channel's making, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen guys say, I didn't get much on my first. I got a lot of money with my first YouTube payment. I was blown away by how much money I got with my first YouTube payment.
Nice.
It took 3 months for it to come through.
Yes.
And I don't think people want to hit that 1,000 mark because then they can monetize.
Right.
Well, that's all fine and dandy. You got 1,000 subscribers, but if you don't have the watch time,
Mm-hmm.
you're not making anything.
That's true.
Yep.
You could have 10,000 subscribers, and it's just like the Huntsman channel. 99% of my views do not come from my subscribers. My subscribers are not watching my channel. The people that are watching my channel are from Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, and they're not hitting the subscribe button, but they're watching the show. And this ain't no secret. The bigger channels, the guys that have been around and already have the 800,000 followers, 500,000 followers, things like that. They're watching my channel because they need fresh new ideas. And I'm the new kid on the block throwing out this fresh new idea. And I've seen some of the guys that I looked up to come into my channel, and the very next day or the very next week, they copy the exact same thing that I did in the show.
Right.
Now, I don't mind that. I'm not angry about that at all. Imitation is a sincere form of flattery.
That's right.
If the guys that I'm looking up to are copying me, what's that say about me?
That's
you
right.
know, I don't need to brag it up. And it's not, but a lot of people that watch the show probably think I'm arrogant and cocky and egotistical, which I am. And you have to be on YouTube. You have to have some sort of self-confidence because there are going to be people that try to run over you.
Yep.
You cannot care what people think.
Yep. 100%.
You cannot care about the thumbs down. You cannot care about the negative comments. You have to have a thick skin. So if we go back to developing your channel, you spend time researching, you look at what other people are doing, and then try to do something different. Don't put your spin on what they did. Do something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You build your network. You work over social media. You build your own hype because there's nobody that's going to promote you
Yep.
right off the get, especially a big channel. Like whenever I was talking to the bigger channel saying, hey, could I get a copyright permission to use 30 seconds of your footage to honor you in a tribute video? Most of them said yes. Now, once another channel gives you copyright permission to use their footage, they can never take that back. Legally, they cannot take that back.
Right.
So everybody that you see on my channel, that's not me, especially with the Huntress series, that generates a lot of views. All of those girls gave me written permission to use their content. which drives people to their channels, or it drives people to their Instagram or something like that. So I'm just extending their audience by presenting them on a different channel. And they were all for that. I've had one channel say, if you want to use my content, it's going to cost you $500.
Wow.
And I said, dream on, honey.
Yeah.
I'll be moving along.
Wow.
$500 to use a 30-second clip of your content so I could direct people to your channel?
Yeah.
I don't think so, sweetheart.
That's crazy.
I've had other people say, they come to the Huntsman channel, they watch a couple of the videos, and they say, I don't think, I appreciate what you're doing, but I don't think you align with my brand, which means they're afraid they're going to lose revenue by it's guilty by association.
Yep.
And then I had, of course, I'm not going to say his name here in public, but I had one guy, as I was starting off the channel, and he actually came right to my channel and said, I will not support your channel because you attack companies. I go after companies who produce a titanium cup for 10 cents. That's how much it costs to produce the cup. And they're charging people $55 for the cup.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, whenever I find a business and they're marking up their products 5,000 to 10,000 times what the production cost is,
yeah,
and you got popular YouTubers saying, guys, you need to go buy this and be like me, I'm saying, no, you don't, because I'm using a stainless steel cup that cost me $1.50 and I'm still alive.
Yeah.
They don't like that because it's cutting into the revenue stream.
Well, no, exactly.
You know, and I'm going out there with dollar store stuff every day the same way. You know, I'm not going to go out and buy no titanium cup just because little Joey told me to. You know, so whenever I meet guys like that, I won't work with them because I know that they're all about pushing products. They're just commercial. They're walking commercials. They're product pushers for companies. They're not outdoorsmen anymore.
Definitely.
They've sold out.
And that's, you want to keep the integrity behind it, the long-term.
Exactly. That greed gets to them. It starts off with just your regular ad revenue. Now, the Huntsman series is monetized, so I do get paid for the views, but I refuse to activate sponsors. I'm not going to plug products for anybody on Amazon. Because they don't care about my content. They don't care about my subscribers, and I do.
Right.
But if there would be something that you actually do use it all the time, or you think it's really good, like you have been using it before, would you consider like promoting it? Because you already are using it?
Here's what I do. I do have deals with a couple of people on Amazon, but here's the deal with that. And I started a new stream on the channel that is unsponsored gear. They're not paid. They don't give me anything for reviewing the gear. They send it to me because they know I'm going to take it out in the woods. I'm going to beat the crap out of it. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to say this thing's junk.
Right.
But if I take it out into the woods and I beat the crap out of it and it gets me out of a bad situation, I'm going to say, you go ahead and get this. And nothing that I promote is going to be like over $20. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always plug those series as wilderness for the working man. You know, I go to work every day. I film 1 day a week. I'm building this channel filming 1 day a week. And I'm not going to quit my job and be a full-time YouTuber. And the bigger channels ought to be thankful for that, because if I was doing YouTube full-time, I'm doing this 1 day a week. Imagine the kind of thing that I would be putting out if I had it every day to do it.
Well, definitely. I mean, because the quality is excellent. I mean, it really, really is. You can see it the moment you're into it. I mean, it's a pleasure to watch, and I really love the attention to detail. That's what I was saying a while ago with the small things, and it is the small things that make a great watch, and you've really paid attention. You know, the old expression, cross the T's and dotted the I's.
Right, and that's why, like, when I'm walking through the woods, if I see it, and this is a big thing with the series, and it just sort of happened, if I see a mushroom, I stop mid-sentence and turn the camera on the mushroom as if the mushroom is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And it's always the mushrooms because it's this pop of color. And I always film in deep contrast, low light, deep contrast. Other people are bleaching everything out, and it just looks bland to me. So I turn the contrast way down on my camera. I want that low light, dark, woody, rustic feel to the series, And I think that the way that I film, that contrast and the type of lighting that I use sets the mood for the overall story. Right. It's kind of a broody, antisocial story.
I get it.
It is, yeah.
But it that is part of it. That's once again where you can draw and you can make anything a character, and you can really sympathize with it, you know, or set the tone with it. And that's the things that people aren't doing, and they're wondering then why you're doing so well. You're giving the answers right here. I mean, and still most people walk away not even using it. It's
right. I'm just doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing. You know, everybody wants to come out with PG-13 content, and you see me cussing and drinking and jumping off of cliffs. Now I get some detractors to that, because they come at me saying you're going to get somebody hurt. Do what you're doing. I agree with them. I've been doing this all my life. I have martial arts training. You know, I have the wilderness training to be able to jump off of a cliff and not get hurt. Right. I have the Hollywood production background, so I know how to present, and I know how to film. I had one guy, the most recent argument was I'm holding my camera instead of using my GoPro where I can use both hands, and I jumped down a cliff. And he's like, why didn't you just turn your GoPro on, put the main camera away? Because it's not that it doesn't have the same feel.
That's right.
Whenever you look back on the footage. Handheld and I jump off a cliff, you're shaking with me.
Yes.
That camera's all over the place. And you get that perspective, that visual perspective of what it would be like if you were falling down the hill instead of me.
Very
and
true.
I want to give you that first person's perspective a lot. I don't want you looking at me all the time. I want you seeing what I see. So I turn the camera off of me and focus on what I'm seeing or what's happening with me action-wise.
It's it is very different. It is definitely and it is like a show that I would watch on TV if we wouldn't be all hooked up on YouTube. Yeah. You know, and right. to me, it is still in a way a measure of quality, although we are going all on YouTube, but still, you know, like seeing something, it's like, wow, yes, this would be something I would be still watching on TV, you know. And I think in parts because it's more immersive and it is more darker. It has that mystique around it that also keeps the viewer with you for those, you know, 20-some 30 minutes, because I want to know what's next.
That's right.
Right.
You know,
and you do that as far as a lot of the episodes in the main series goes. They end on cliffhangers and it's to be continued. And they're like, and I've had live streams where, you know, the iPhone battery died and everybody's like, what happened to him? You know, I could be rolling down a cliff and my iPhone battery dies, and they have this insanely tense moment where they're sending me messages on Twitter saying, oh my God, are you okay? What happened? Huntsman finally offed himself by jumping off of a cliff. We can't get him on Twitter. We can't get him on YouTube. We can't get the live feedback. What's going on? And then I come back and they're like, man. You know, so I do have those cliffhangers, and I do have those really extreme tense moments where the feed just stops.
Yeah.
And you have to wait for a couple of hours, and during that couple of hours you're just stewing, or you're talking to your friends about it, saying, I just saw this guy on a live stream jump off of a cliff and nobody knows where he's at now. That's so everybody comes to the channel and they're just waiting for the stream to come back up. And I had that happen the other day. I was night hiking and I didn't have no survival gear with me or anything. I'm hiking through the woods at night and the stream cuts off. And they know I'm out in the middle of the wilderness with nothing except for my little light and my iPhone. The stream cut off. And I had just lost the signal. I dropped down into a valley and lost the signal. Full-blown panic mode. Whenever I came back, there was 3 times as many people sitting in that room as when I left, because they thought something really bad happened and it was caught on a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that does happen. But, you know, live stream, anything can happen, and people are aware of that. I go live very rarely, but whenever I do a live show, something's going to happen.
They're almost sitting there waiting for something to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, that's any good show or any good movie is based on that. I mean, that's any good book is based onto it. That's storytelling.
Right. And the other thing, the other aspect, YouTube just released the premiere feature. Whenever the premiere feature rolled out, everybody was turning that thing on with every single video they was putting out. And there was nothing special about them.
That's right.
So I was like, I'm not going to do that. And I wanted to so bad. I wanted to say, let's do a premiere, but there was really nothing in the regular episode that made it worth seeing. So I actually developed a premiere that had bonus content to it. It had an extra intro to it. So whenever they came to see the premiere, I had the people a couple people in the chat. The episode started off completely different. It started off with the Phase 5 teaser, which gives all these little like 0.5, half a second clips of what they'll see in the future of the series.
Nice.
And one of the highlights was the castle. This week's episode is the castle. So that was 3 weeks ago that I released that teaser. And it's been 3 weeks before we finally get to the part in the series where you get to see the castle. So
that's cool.
And that goes right back to the original formula for the channel. You're releasing teasers, and then a couple weeks or a month later, they actually get to see what that teaser was about.
Very smart. It's very smart. Keep people on the edge. They keep wanting to come back and see what's next. It's getting them hooked.
And we haven't done videos in a while, but I agree on premieres. That's what happens. It's always like when there's a new filter added to some like editing program. Every next video for the next 2 months, you're going to see that, and it's always a 10. And I agree. You wear out your welcomes onto it, and it's supposed to be there for something special. It shouldn't be for every video. There were some that were daily vloggers that were literally having a premiere every day. Some weren't even showing up for the premieres.
Right.
That was another part too. Like,
and see, I don't want anything that I'm doing to become. How do I want to say it? I don't want anything to become repetitive. A lot of the other channels, especially in the wilderness community that I've seen, that they're just repetitive. They're going out there doing the same stuff over and over again. They're just shooting it from a different angle, and they're calling that a channel. I don't have to worry about that because my show is episodic, because one episode is leading into another, and I've already gotten to the point where the story's writing itself.
Right.
Where whatever happened last week is going to lead into what's going to happen the next week or the next month. It's just like, I went out and filmed an episode, and I left my walking stick out there. And then the next 4 episodes was me out there trying to find the walking stick.
Wow.
The walking stick became the main character of the story, and everybody's on my channel saying, "Oh my God, we got to go out and save the walking stick." That was more important than me at the time, because everybody wanted to know what this thing was. And it's the same with the wildlife, how they're behaving, how they move around. They're getting their own chapter on the channel. So having an episodic series and not doing the same thing over and over again is perfect. It just sort of rolls out. The story will go on and on as long as I'm out there filming it.
And that's for staying very true to the story on top of it. That's the nice thing about it. It's like a win-win for you at that point.
Right. Plus you have the whole mystery part of the series. I mentioned right here in one of these live streams before that there's a mythology behind the series, that there's all of this symbolism behind the series. Whenever it comes to the story itself, that's not on film yet, whenever it comes to what happens behind the scenes or what's really powering the series, it's very complex. I don't think that I could ever lock that all down in one video. But the Huntsman series itself is just this entire spider web of background story.
But have you? Do you have it already there, or
yeah?
Do you
Actually,
develop...
everything is right here.
That is so cool.
Wow.
That is
that
cool.
Just added to the mystique of it all.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Wow.
This is the story of the Huntsman before it's filmed.
That is cool.
That is amazing.
And that's handwritten journal, 300 pages handwritten journal.
Wow.
And that's the story that what's in this book would give away everything.
Wow.
Wow,
So,
that's so amazing.
And that's not this isn't the first one that I did. The first one that I did was this one.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And that's another. I made this myself. Made the paper, made the binding, made everything, and handwritten journal.
Wow, that's amazing. You made
So-
it yourself. Wow.
That is
Yes.
so mind-boggling.
I can show you. Let me see here. And it's not just.
Especially with the background where he's sitting and everything
Yeah,
and all
I know.
that.
It
Oh
just
my
all
god.
goes together.
This
Here's
is so,
here's the opening.
Oh my goodness.
this is
So
phenomenal.
you see all the calligraphy and the border and all that. I'm not sure
Yes.
how you guys can make that out, but that's the poem at the beginning of the story.
That is so
In the
cool.
room that I'm sitting in now, this room is actually my treasure room. I filmed one brief clip in here. This room is packed full of stuff that I have gathered up out in the wilderness.
Wow.
And most of it during the series, some of it is ancient stuff like this. This is from the 1800s.
Wow.
Washed up in the river, found it while I was out filming the episode, one of the episodes. And then I have, crystals, artifacts, all kinds of stuff in here. But this room is actually going to be one of the stages for what will happen next year in the series. We'll be filming more in this room and talking about some of the artifacts and some of the gear and equipment that I have in here.
You are so phenomenal.
Wow.
You're like that book. There's just one more page after another with you, and each one more interesting than the last page. Like,
Right. I've actually developed, I have 4 different sets, 4 stages right here at my house. So I don't have to be out in the woods to film. If there's a blizzard and we're just snowed in and can't get anywhere, I have 4 completely different sets that I can film at. You saw one of them in the Phase 5 teaser was up in my attic, which is all dark and it's Victorian style glass. And that's one view. I live in a Victorian house.
How fitting.
This room here with everything, this is like a fairy tale. Everybody's been wanting to tour the house and see the house.
I don't blame them.
Yes.
Right. They're wanting to see, like in my living room, I have what we call a woodsman chandelier in the living room, where I took like 24 limbs from the tree in the backyard and cut them off, and then I suspended them on the ceiling with fishing line and put Christmas tree lights in it to make a chandelier.
That is too
Oh my
cool.
God,
And,
that's so beautiful.
You can see that up on my Instagram and my Twitter. I think I released it on Twitter.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, it cost me $1.50 for a chandelier in the living room.
That is
Oh.
so cool.
Amazing.
I think a lot of people right now are just like, wow, we got to get inside that house somehow. We got to get a tour sometime.
Yeah, a lot of people want inside my house. I do have a nice house,
That's
but I don't spend a lot of time in here.
You're like a cage bird. No matter how nice it is, it's still kind of a cage for you. It's like you just
Exactly. And, it's the same for my wife. We've been here almost a decade now. So, might be time for a change soon, but we already got 4 sets set up for the Huntsman series. Maybe we'll hang around a little bit longer.
Budget Outdoors and Soil says, I don't want to tour the house. Ha ha ha. Let's get boots on ground and tour the woods, he says. So.
Yeah, like we don't do that enough.
We should actually take some questions because we always forget.
Oh,
till
we
the
do
end.
have
Yeah.
questions. That's
Is that
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, because we always forget right to the very end. I feel bad about that for the people who ask. So
Okay, well, let me check here. What YouTube, Hike with Mike asked, what YouTube channels inspired you before you started your channel? Or channels?
YouTube channels that inspired me. Nanaloo. Nanaloo is one of the first YouTubers that I ever watched, and she's sort of a comedian. She just does daily vlogs, but every once in a while she'll throw out a music video or something like that. But she had a successful YouTube channel, and the stress and the pressure of being a YouTuber full time started giving her anxiety and depression, clinical depression, to where she ended up on medication, and now her channel is pretty much just dealing with the depression that comes with being a full-time YouTuber and having all of that pressure on you to put out content, or you're not going to get paid.
Wow.
You're going to lose everything that you built. And we've heard those tales of caution before, where you could have a successful channel and you take a month off and you just bottom out and you can't get it back up.
Yes.
And those big channels are paranoid about that. They know they have to put out content or they're going to lose everything that they've spent years trying to build.
Yeah, that's a big concern lately. And lots of YouTubers have been burning out, and lots have been quitting the platform as well.
Yep.
Right.
Going to other social media.
look at what's happening with PewDiePie,
Yeah.
the biggest YouTuber.
Yeah.
Now he gets 150, 200 subscribers a minute.
Yeah.
Every minute. And that guy does nothing.
Yeah.
He
Well-
literally does nothing but sit and talk about other people. He just sits at a desk and talks about other people, but he's got that audience. He knows how to play. The guy's a genius.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
Big time. And he's growing.
But even he says, if he does not put out a video every day, he gets mad.
That's right. And
It becomes
sorry.
it's an
Go,
addiction.
Addiction.
It is.
Definitely.
and with him too. Sorry, because like my son was into him a couple years ago. My oldest one. I thought, oh my god, what a tiresome idiot. But he was very smart to evolve his comedy to the point now I enjoy him and my son doesn't like him.
Yeah.
He,
Right.
You know, he didn't
Yo,
leave
the
himself
guy's
grow the
brilliant.
role. Yeah.
He is brilliant, and he just knows how to sell it. He
Yep.
can talk about anything and sell it to you and make you crack up.
He is. He's very funny. He's very witty. He's very smart. A lot of people in them genres was putting everything on iDubbbz, and I think iDubbbz is a genius ahead of his time, a mad genius in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
But PewDiePie was more kind of a little bit less of a pill to take, and very good too. People didn't see him coming almost that he was evolving.
No, but he started off as a gamer.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
just a gamer,
That's right.
but he evolved into a phenomenon.
Yep.
I mean, nobody could. I know. I'm sure he's got people that hate him with a passion.
Oh, definitely.
But the only reason they hate him with a passion is because he got it and they didn't.
That's 100%. You nailed
You know,
it. Right
I look up to that guy. You know, you cannot take anything away from guys like that.
No, they earned it.
Oh yeah, they put it. They paid their dues. You can bet.
Yep.
Just like we are now.
That's right.
But you know, whenever he finally signs off, one of us will be that next one. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're looking at growing your channel or you're looking for inspiration, I don't go to the big channels. I go to the little guys. I want to bond with the people that are in this chat room right now.
Of course.
Because somebody in that chat room is going to be the next person to have 1 million subscribers. And if I'm supporting them from the beginning,
yeah.
and if I stay by their side from whenever they're little,
That's right.
and if one person in that chat room that I'm supporting right now, a year or two from now or 5 years from now, and we've been buds ever since we took this journey together, and they hit 1 million subscribers, or they're the next PewDiePie, you know, that's how you do it. That's what matters. So you see me plugging tiny little guys on YouTube. People that have 50 subscribers. I don't care about your subscribers number.
Yeah.
If I think you're putting out good content, or even if I don't agree with your content, if I just think you're a good person,
Yep.
and I will judge a book by its cover.
Mhm.
And if I think you're a good person, I'm gonna plug you. You're gonna be my friend as long as you allow me to be.
That's right.
Put it that way.
That's like even the interviews we do here. Like we've had some with 500 and some with 14,000. And
Right.
I always look at growth like an hourglass. And I always feel you're best centered if you look at yourself as the center of an hourglass. Because it goes up and you have your smaller ones underneath you, but there's just equal big ones above.
Exactly.
So for us at 4,300, I kind of look at us between like, you know, the 50 or we're just beginning up to say 10,000 is kind of our range, you know, for day to day. I don't want, because if you're saying, oh, well, I'm the top guy in the game. Well, you're not. First of all, there's always somebody bigger than you. And secondly, you've just given up on growing because you want to be the big guy more than you want to grow.
Right.
So being in that middle, you kind of you can feed from the bottom ones and grow from the big ones. They're helping you, you're helping them, and you're always going to be in that narrow spot.
Well, I don't think you can betray the kinship.
Mm-hmm.
If you betray the kinship, like say, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to work with you guys until I get X amount of subscribers, and then you're never going to see me again.
Yeah.
You betray the kinship. And if you do that, there's a metaphysical force out there that'll slap you
Yes.
for doing it. You're going to fail.
Yeah.
Whenever we start off, we all start off with nobody.
Yeah.
And then we meet our first YouTube friend, and and for whatever reason, they locked onto us or we locked onto them, and then it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Now, I try to interact with my subscribers as much as I can.
Yeah.
I can say that I don't care about how many subscribers that I got, but the ones that I do got, if they talk to me, I'm going to do everything I can to talk back to them because they took the time to do it. It would be disrespectful if I didn't do it. myself, you know. Never ask somebody to do what you're not willing to do yourself.
Very true.
That, you nailed it right there.
My.
I'm keeping that sound clip right there. You just, and I've said it, and you just nailed it on the head. 1,000%. That is so true. And integrity goes such a long way.
Right.
It's so important.
I think that's what everybody comes at me with. Like, I am not for everybody. I am not going to be I'm never going to be the most popular guy. Yep. I'm not a hero. Yep. And if you look at my channel, I'm kind of like the anti-hero. I'm not necessarily a bad guy where I'm just going around bashing people all the time. No. But I'm this good guy persona where everything is kid friendly, PG-13, and we're in an episode of Dora the Explorer. What I do is I don't know, it's just antithetical. It's a different presentation of getting the information across. The colorful language, slapping two beers together, things like that. It's a different feel, but I'm also targeting a different audience. You know, I'm targeting an old school audience, and people are gravitating towards me because I'm high octane and I'm just out there, you know, doing my thing.
That's a big part. You know, that was the most liberating part of YouTube is that moment where you realize you're not going to appeal to everybody.
Right.
Because you know you have a demographic to fit into. And that's why we're always telling people like how to check their numbers. It's not about subscribers. It's really digging in your analytics and making sure you're hitting the audience that you want to hit. And if you notice a huge resurgence in the 13 to 17-year-olds and you're doing, you know, I don't know, mechanics or dad's life, you can see where you're going wrong. You know, you can see, okay, well, you know, and that is important. It's almost easy. It's like you said something in the beginning that I've said a couple of times. I'm glad to hear somebody else say it. It's also important to know what doesn't work for you. And even though you think it might be such a great thing or you're even good at it, if it's not appeasing to your audience, it's not much point in doing it. Unless, you know, or find a new way to do it, to market it, that it will be more palatable to your audience. But sometimes you have to have a hard talk with yourself and say, this isn't working. Like, you know, you gotta get back to the drawing board.
Right. And I think two people could film the exact same video. They could script it, choreograph it, where it's exactly identical. Put it up on two different channels. One of those videos will get it over and one of them won't. Yep. So you can't just go out there and say, well, it worked for them, why is it not working for me?
That's right.
Because it's not supposed to work for you.
That's right.
You know, that's not your thing. Your thing's out there. You just got to find it.
I might say hallelujah at some point. Don't mind me, because it's nice to have backup on these ones like that. Right. Because it is true. Like we always say, like Xenia and I, we are, you know, she's from Latvia, I'm Canada, 44 through. We have all these demographics that makes us us. The same as you have all these things that make you you. And you can't replicate something like that. Right. You need to find your own voice, your own way to do something. And that's individuality is so important here. You know? Yeah,
and you can't lose it. You got to start off that way. You cannot go into this saying, well, I'm going to be this character and everybody's going to love me because I'm displaying all these attributes that society accepts. Right. And I'm holding back all of the things that they don't accept. Yeah. So like I said, I'm not for everybody. I'm not trying to be for everybody. The people that want to see my kind of content are going to gravitate towards it. Yeah. The ones who don't like my content are going to get rid of themselves. Definitely. I mean, I don't even have to take out the trash. They'll take themselves out for me.
100%. 100%.
You know? And the other thing, you know, the trolls, you know, you got a guy like me going around talking and doing the things that I do. You think that I would have a lot more trolls, but I actually engage with my trolls. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I am way better troll than they are. I'm like, and I warn them to get, you know, I tell these guys, you know, if you want to go one-on-one in a comment section, I'll do it for a little bit. Of course, I'm going to delete the conversation later. Yeah. But I will engage a troll, and I'll tell you straight up, you best bring your A game, son, because I've been doing this a lot longer than you have, and I can't be offended. I mean, I go into this saying I'm ready to be judged. Right.
You know, you're toe to toe with them.
Yeah. You just can't worry about what everybody else thinks. You got to be whoever it is you are. Now with me, like whenever I'm out there, sometimes the volume's turned up a little bit. In this next week's episode, I was tired and exhausted, and by the time I got done filming the episode, I was angry a little bit, and that came across in the episode. Yeah. I said things with an angry tone. And I didn't edit that out because that's exactly how I was feeling at the time. Right. That's exactly what I wanted to say. And if you were standing beside me, it's not like I could just go back and edit that out and you didn't hear it, right?
Right.
So, and I think that, comes across in the editing process. You see vloggers and stuff like that. It's cutscene, cutscene, cutscene. Show them what it's really like. Mm-hmm. Show them all the stuff that you cut out, how many times you cussed at yourself or how many times you cried while filming that episode. What everybody sees on the screen, you're all happy and cheery and everything's perfect. But what happened behind the scenes was you were frustrated and angry and crying in the corner saying, I'm never going to get this right.
Yeah. There's nothing more frustrating than watching a forced scene.
Yes.
Right.
That drives me crazy. Or right. And I mean, everything, what we learned doing cinematography, then going to live streams, and only seen this like in the last 2 months, or really after a while being in it. People don't realize it, but the same rules apply to live streams as cinematography. They really do. Yeah. There's no difference in that part. If you look at it as an art form, it's the same integrity goes into both. And it's the same here. We don't want to be like, hi, we're it's not. No, things happen. Things can get on people's nerves. People can have bad days. People can have bad moments, good, great moments. And we've shared all of them. I mean, no, we don't tell every little secret that goes on with our kids' lives. I mean, you got to have some sort of buffer. Right. But that doesn't mean you're not being true. Right?
I've been with you guys in live streams where the stream started off and we were all in a bad mood because something happened or somebody was doing some copyright stuff or somebody, it's just like tonight when we started this show.
Yeah.
And the sub count had went all wacky. You come on and this is exactly what's happening. This is real life, guys. This is us. And this is happening to us live right now. And we're going to share it with you because this is reality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reality of YouTube. This is the reality of the platform that we're working on. And this is going to happen to YouTube.
That's right.
So you're giving people realistic expectations.
Yes. And that's what people want from you. You don't want to be a shill.
Right.
Yeah, like Darren Hillhouse Vlog says, I try to be positive influence, so I struggle with posting a negative event in my life. I think it's being human that inspires people most of all, I mean, it's great to have positive content, and that's what we all kind of strive for. But being human is what makes it more real.
And you can still contain it a bit for the camera. Like, you don't have to, bust out windows and scream blue murder either. You can be upset and just, like, kind of work it a bit.
Yeah.
It's context, and depending what you're doing with your videos and who's mostly watching it. Same as us, like, we've had to deal with some people in here, and we have to because it's still a live stream. And I always say we have guests on all the time, and it's like, picture a comedy club. Imagine 100 seated at the table and 2 are acting like idiots. Well, that can sometimes get to the point where it ruins it for the other 98.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we got to deal with some of them, because then I've seen it where you don't, and then 25 walk out because they can't take it anymore. So sometimes you got to step in for the greater the good, because it is an interview. The guest deserves good. The chat deserves good. So sometimes you have to do unpopular decisions, but you have to deal with them and move on. And a troll, like, I can't fight with a troll with you in here. Like, I couldn't have you on, like, hang on for 10 minutes and say you're in battle back and forth. It's like, go.
He said that he doesn't want to post any negative content. Now, what he's doing right there is he's completely cutting himself off from an entire genre of people who can relate to whatever it is he's going through. They've been through it. They can relate. They might be going through it at that exact same time. So they're going to gravitate towards him because it's that it's that kindred thing.
Yes.
And if he was to post, okay, I'm having a bad day, guys, this is what's happening, he's going to have people gravitating towards him and helping him get through it.
Yep.
And then you not only have this host subscriber bond, but you went through something together.
That's right.
no matter what the distance is.
That's a very good point. Exactly.
It got personal. It wasn't about the channel. It was a personal thing. So you have that bond now, and that will last you a lot longer than just trying to keep them entertained. And
remember, there's always a big difference between a bad day and hate. If you have a bad day, it's actually sometimes can be a positive experience, because some people watching you are having a bad day and they don't feel alone. And you can actually reach out to somebody by having a bad day as well, just like camaraderie of saying, there, I'm not the only one that's going through it. You brought up a great example about us tonight. Like you said, we kept it real, and this is what could happen on YouTube. Right there, somebody might have it a month down the road will say, well, Pusa Studios went through that, and I seen what happened. And, you know, there can be positivities in down. It's a difference between a hate-filled rant and something just not going right that day. I mean, imagine... we got bad news that a family member had cancer. I could never come on and, hey, welcome to the show. I would come out and tell you, guys, I got some bad news. I might even be able to say what it is. But it's better to have that honesty, and you might be going through it or somebody else, and they can relate with it. So.
Arcane is adding to the conversation, but what if his audience, who is accustomed to all this positivity, rebels? Should they return to the proven method or just continue on?
No. Because here's the thing, and I've seen this with it. I'm subscribed to channels that come across as sickly sweet every single time they come on. Mm-hmm. They are bubbly and happy all the time, and like I said, sickly sweet. Now, if I'm getting up and I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I haven't had my first cup of coffee yet, I'm not going to turn on this guy who's going to come across as Barney every single time. Yeah. I don't want to watch his bubbly little bleep.
Yeah.
For that right now, somebody else might be, but whenever you're bubbly like that all the time, and you're trying to do this comedy crap all the time, and everything's always okay, you're fake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no way you are that happy all the time.
Yeah, that's
Look at the world. And that's why I love coming here. I mean, we come into this situation tonight where we had a glitch with the sub count. But you guys you addressed the issue. You're like, what's going on? But then you rolled it off and said, you know what? It doesn't matter how many subs we got, because we have all of these beautiful people in the room, and it went right to the audience.
Yep.
So you adapted to the situation instantaneously.
Yep.
We have something happening here, guys. We're going to keep an eye on it, but we're going to push it off to the side because you are our focus.
That's right.
You guys do that, and I've seen it happen a dozen times. Whatever negative is, we'll address the negative, but we're not going to linger on it all freaking night long.
That's right.
We got things to do.
Yep. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to us, and it's not the time or the place for it. And and there is something to be said for the spectrum. Like when he was talking about changing gears, like you don't need to go all the way to the far end, because I don't think you're all like you said, like Barney, and you also don't need to be the devil. There is a middle ground into it where you can be angry and you can be happy without being overly on each. There's something,
and I think that's what got my series over, was because I'm not always happy. I'm not always, being mean to people. You don't know what you're going to get from one moment to the next, one episode to the next. Sometimes I might be out there and I'm just amazed with the landscape, and the wildlife is playing into the video, and we're having a great time, and I'm cracking jokes. And then the very next episode, I could go out there and that glass hits, and right off of the rip, somebody had done, got in my crosshairs, and I take him down, and then we start the episode, and it's just a completely different vibe. I think you have to be adaptive. You have to react to whatever is happening in your life, and you have to find a way to convey that in your show. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. Now with mine, of course, I got an episodic series. So what's happening in my personal life is always going to show up in the art form of what you see.
Right.
If I'm in a bad mood, the colors are going to be darker.
Of course.
We're going to be in a rougher landscape. And I'm fortunate enough to live in an area where I can find a setting to match my mood. So if I'm feeling like I want to live in a fairy tale today, I'll go to a waterfall. If I'm feeling like I'm in a bad mood, I might go to a cemetery.
Yep.
So the setting is whatever mood that I'm in. It's like my emotions have taken the form into a landscape.
And you said you were 40 a while ago, right?
Yes, sir.
See, I'm 44, so we're kind of in that same realm. All the shows we watched when we were young, None of the main characters ever died. Never went away. Nothing ever happened. Guaranteed there was going to be a sappy bit of music within 22 minutes. Ari would hug and, you know that's right, kid. You know, and they'd move on. And it's so god-awful when you watch it today to realize the crap that we were fed. And there's that super sweet stuff in its worst sugary form was those three major networks that pumped out that dribble for years. Yep. And that's what made HBO and all them channels so famous at the time was, guess what? The lead might die into it. Guess what?
Exactly.
You know, they might not win a case or something like that if they're lawyers or whatever.
I think, but what you're going to into what you said there, I think society as a whole has become desensitized to so much.
Yeah.
And we have this PC safe space culture where guys like me, I should not be getting over on YouTube.
Yes, I know what you mean.
And in the broader picture, in the way society is right now, there is no way that my character, my personality traits, you know, I have an award-winning personality, but there's no way that I should get over on YouTube.
Yes.
The reason I'm getting over on YouTube is because there is an entire subculture of guys just like me who have been waiting for me to come along.
Yeah.
Guys that can relate to how I was brought up, how I talk, what I believe in, what I stand for. Sometimes I go head to head with channels that are 1,000 times my size and they can't win the argument. And even like just last night, you know, I'm over on Facebook. I'm in my primary Facebook group, which is based, you know, on, and they've always supported the channel regardless of the content. I got a guy in there who is new to the outdoor stuff, and he's all about gear and he's all about safety, and I'm the exact opposite. So there's this clash between the newer generation and my generation on how to approach the wilderness stuff, how to approach the content stuff. They want everything PC safe and everything goes perfect. And I'm going out there saying, this is going to suck, guys, but I'm going to take you with me. Like I said, there's just this whole group of guys out there who've been waiting for me to come along because they can relate to me. They think the way that I do, even though they don't talk the way that I do. And the one big guy that inspires me the most is Cold Cracker Bushcraft. Cold Cracker is an old school guy with a new school mouth. That guy, and I you know, that is a guy that you do not want to get into a bar fight with.
Yeah.
But at the same point in time, he presents himself as the nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
He's always in a good mood. He's always very positive, very supportive of his anybody that asks him questions. He's right there to answer it. He is a great guy up front. He's a barbarian behind the scenes.
I love
that guy is a beast.
Really?
And I can respect him for that because he's a teacher. He's talking to kids. So he comes across as with a gentle tone, but he's straightforward. He doesn't try to mislead anybody or anything like that. He's going to give you the lesson, 101. These are the facts, no sugarcoating, and then he's going to be on his way. A lot of times he's only putting out 3 or 4 minute videos, but he puts so much content into that 3 or 4 minutes, he doesn't have to go any further.
Yep.
And that's that old school mentality. You talk low, talk slow, and don't say too much, you know?
It's good that you brought that up because that's a great example of somebody who can get through to people and not sugarcoat it to death. You can find a way of doing it and keeping it still real without getting overly. Because I'm scared of the term keeping it real. I've heard that thrown around a lot. And sometimes it gets put to the dumbest, like the most idiotic parts of it, you know? And it's like, that's not real. That's being an obnoxious moron. It's got nothing to do with keeping it real. Usually when people are doing that, they're overstating it anyways. They're forcefully, you can see it a mile away.
Right.
Oh, but I'm keeping it real.
I think anybody that says that line is doing anything but keeping it.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You said it. I like the way you think, my friend.
And a lot of people don't like the way that I think. And because I cannot connect with the newer generation, guys that are even 10 years younger than me, because I was raised on John Wayne and they were raised on Nickelodeon, and we just have this different soul to us, you know, this different hardwiring in our personality traits. I look at a lot of guys out there like, man, you shouldn't be out here. You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't take them with me. You know, I've had people, hey, would you ever teach classes? No, I would not, because I will hurt you. Yeah. Mother Nature does not care.
That's right.
She is not this nurturing, loving nature goddess who's going to take care of you while you're out there.
Yeah.
No, she don't care. And I think people get this, I think they got the wrong expectations. They're going out with all of this gear and stuff like that. You know, even before we started streaming, I think it was one of the fellas that watched my show asked me about the inflatable bed pad. The inflatable bed pad thing that's a new thing. You know, people going out in this little thin inflatable bed pad so they can sleep comfortable, and I'm going out there sleeping on the cold hard ground.
Yeah.
And that's you got two different types of men. There's nothing. It's not about right and wrong. It's about you're supposed to be practicing survival. What's going to happen whenever a stick pokes through your little inflatable bed pad?
Yes.
You know, and that's what I try to prepare people for. The topic of conversation this week is psychology, the physical part of what we do, and the emotional part of what we do. Whenever I'm out there, you know, in the middle of the night and I don't have no gear, no light, and it's just me in the middle of a 200-mile woods, and I hear a noise off in the distance, I get that adrenaline rush. I get those primitive instincts kicking up saying, I don't know what that was. You know, and all the defense mechanisms come up. Now, other people, they would get scared and run out of the woods. And me, you can see it on the trail cam videos. I'm crouched down. If you come at me, I'm coming at you, whatever you are, you know, and we're going to have it out. Usually it's a squirrel. You know, but that's what the psychology wise, that's what you train yourself to do. I'm not civilized.
Yeah.
I am anything but civilized. I am not very domesticated at all. Whenever I'm out in the woods, I'm closer to the animals than I am to the humans back home. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a flip switch in your head. You know, everything's primitive, everything's animalistic, and that's the survival instinct. If you don't have that because you've trained yourself this entire way with inflatable bed pads and fancy gear that you've become dependent and handicapped yourself with,
yes,
you're going to get hurt.
But do you believe... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you believe in throwing people into it right away, or maybe that inflatable pad would be somebody's entryway into that world?
You know, there's an old John Wayne movie where he walked up to this kid fishing in the creek, and the kid went to cast the line, and the rod went out into the creek. And John says, "Well, go out there and get it." And he goes, "I can't swim." John picked the kid up, threw him in the creek. And his mom comes running up, says, "What are you doing? He can't swim." He goes, "Well, that's how I learned."
Yeah.
Yeah, my father did the same thing with me. That's how I learned to swim in a lake. Yeah.
The mom was like, "You go in there and save him," and he's like, "You go get him." She goes, "I can't swim." And he just looked at her and started walking towards her, and she bolted, left the kid just drowning in the creek. Yeah, I would throw him into it. Of course, I would be there, you know, just like John sitting on the bank of that creek. The kid's not actually going to drown, but you're going to, you know, sink or swim. And if you sink, I'm going to come pull you out, and I'm going to throw you back in after you catch your breath. And that's what I would do. That would be my approach. If you want to come out with a guy like me, you're going to leave the bag home.
Yeah.
That's going to be your first stint. You're going to go out there with absolutely nothing, because in a survival situation, if you wreck your truck or the plane goes down or whatever, you're not going to have all of that gear that you pre-prepared. Everything's not going to be scripted. You are not supposed to be comfortable.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm going to give you that shock. And if you go out there with no gear and you're sitting in the middle of that woods in the middle of the night and you hear a twig break off in the distance, chances are a little bit of pee is going to run down your leg. I'm not going to say anything about it, but, you know, people just aren't built to be out there anymore. Now, our ancestors were. 500,000 years ago we were. Not now.
That's right.
Our psychology has changed so much. We still have primitive instincts, but they're dormant.
Yeah.
In order to get those primitive instincts and those survival instincts to wake up, you got to jolt it into being. That means going out there and getting hurt, being uncomfortable, and getting scared.
We got to get through some. We've been so bad at knocking you off.
I'm pretty sure they're
I
enjoying
think
the
they're pretty
conversation.
Budget Outdoors says, I'm 9 years younger than the Huntsman, but I was raised just like him. I think that's what drew me towards his channel. He's real, and he hates phony. So definitely on your side. Drone Man Productions. I'm trying to ask the Huntsman, what does he think about Les at Survivor Man? Like
Les Stroud. Les Stroud was actually one of the first people that came to me on Twitter and supported the series. Les is a good guy, but he made a mistake. Whenever he was filming Survivor Man, they tried to pull this little stunt that basically tarnished his reputation and almost ruined his entire career. They tried to put Bigfoot into one of the episodes, and it was a stupid stunt. But he instantly lost all of his credibility with that. Now that's what happens when you get greedy.
That's right.
And you start listening to producers saying, "Hey, we're going to do this. It's going to make us a lot of money. This is going to be the episode that everybody watches." They're talking about money. They're going to sell your reputation to get their dollar. And Les bought into it. That's where he made his mistake, and I learned from Les's mistake. I'm not going to buy into your crap. Yeah. You're not going to control my series. You're not going to script me. You're not going to censor me. You're not going to control me. I'm going to do what I do, whether you like it or not. Les is a good guy. He is a good guy. Outside of the business, he's a guy you want to hang out with. And he's knowledgeable. He does have knowledge.
Yeah.
The only thing that tarnished his reputation was a production stunt.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. That's what it was.
That doesn't make him less of a man or make him what he knows any less relevant. He's a good guy. And like I said, Les Stroud was one of the first ones to step up and support the series. So
that's awesome.
I got to give him that.
That's really. Do you still talk to him regularly, or?
Oh yeah, we're still connected on Twitter, and I message him. He's quick to message back, actually.
Wow.
He likes talking to his fans and stuff like that. We talk about his music quite a bit now. On the other side of that, Ray Mears, over there in the UK, huge outdoorsman, bushcrafter, and he kind of introduced it to English area. People over in the UK, man, they worship this guy.
Yeah.
But he sold out so many years ago that he has no rights whatsoever to any of his content. He sold it all to the production company. So whenever I went to him, whenever I was developing the series, I went to Ray and I said, "Hey Ray, can I introduce you in my series?" And his secretary, not him, his secretary got back to me and said, "We don't actually own anything associated with the brand. We sold all that a long time ago." So people out there watching Ray Mears, you're not watching Ray Mears, you're watching the production company. You're not buying a Ray Mears knife, you're buying the production company's knife.
Right.
Ray's in retirement now. I mean, he's a nobody. And the problem I have with Ray Mears is he goes out there and he does all this stuff, but anybody can do that with an entire production crew behind them.
Right.
Whenever you look at a television program, that's all scripted. Everything's going to go perfect. You're going to look at this guy as a hero because that's how they're going to sell their merchandise.
That's right.
You're not going to see the blooper reel ever.
Yes, that's hidden and buried and burnt. And sorry, I just got to say hi to Gemma. Gemma, she gave us a €10, a 10-pound donation.
Thank you so much. You're
Gemma.
amazing. You're truly my YouTube family. Thank you for what you do for the community. I really value you, and we value you too. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Gemma, autism at its finest, Grace. Thank you so much. So late for I know the time difference and everything. Sorry about that. I never want to try to miss any of them. So, yeah, and that's the thing. You're right. I mean, that's the scripted part of it. You're never going to see the blooper reel on any of that stuff, and that's made to be that way. And that's where we're supposed to be filling the void here on YouTube. I mean, that should be our number one want on this platform, is to give everybody what they could never get on television. Once again, that craving for real TV, that reality TV that could never be done there. That's what we should be.
Now, Les Stroud, they were talking about Les Stroud there in the chat. The way Les Stroud started his career was just like us YouTubers do. He had handheld camera, and he went out there and filmed his own show until a production company picked him up.
That's very cool.
So Les was the original bushcraft show. He was filming it, producing it just like a YouTube video before YouTube was around. Then he went with the production company, and it was that move, selling out to a production company that ruined him.
Yeah.
Because the production company wanted more. He lost that authenticity.
Yes.
You know, so.
It's easy to get caught up into it, and it's hard once you're signed into contracts too. You don't have as much say over it too. That's the hard part. It's you know, at YouTube we are our own production company, we're our own director, we're our own producer, all that stuff. You're not.
Exactly.
And it's easy to pick. Not that you were, but like I mean, sometimes people will say like, he should have. He didn't have a choice. He doesn't. He's signing contractual agreements to do things. He can't fight it. He probably thought it was dumb right from the get-go. Told them it was dumb for 3 days, didn't want to do it for 4, and they said finally, either that or we're going to just take you out and sue you. So
they'll fine you. Or,
Yep.
You know, there's always some clause in the contract. If you don't do what we say, this is going to happen. These are our options. You don't have any options anymore.
That's right.
You'll never see me sell out like that, no matter how big I get. No. The Huntsman series is me and me alone. I don't think anybody can come in there and direct it or produce it any better than I can. You know, we talk every once in a while. We joke, this ought to be a Netflix show.
Yes.
Well, if Netflix wants to come and say, "Hey, Steve, we like your show. We think we can do something with it," I'm going to say, "Hey, Netflix, no, you can't." You know, if you want to host my YouTube stream on the Netflix platform, go right ahead.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not going to come in and try to change me because my audience, my subscribers are, what I'm doing it for. And as my channel evolves, I'm listening to them more and more. I'm saying, hey, what do you guys want to see me do? How long of an episode do you want me to put out?
Yeah.
I have a poll up on the community section of the channel right now. Do you guys want me to cut this down to 30-minute episodes so it's easier to watch? Because the main episodes are usually an average of 1 hour. Some people don't have an hour to just sit and watch one video. But that also plays to my advantage. I put out a 1 hour video, right? And say somebody comes in, they watch the first half hour, they go do something else, go have dinner with their family, whatever, and they come back and they watch the second half hour. If they close that window and they came back to the video, that counts as 2 views, not 1.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. They're like, oh, I'm going to go back and finish watching that episode of Huntsman. You just gave me 2 views, not 1.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good math.
Nope. Thank you very much.
And you got to be in it for the long haul, and you got to have, like you say, you don't script it, but you have an idea where it's going. It's so important with your channel to have a path, somewhere to go, and because you've probably been hearing me say that the last couple of tech talks, that I see so much zigzagging today, and it's like, I just seen the Huntsman, he's doing really good with it. I'm going to be a bushman. That's it. I'm done. This channel's going to be a bushman, and they're that for a week and a half. Well, I just noticed there's Insanity Ball over there, and she's a really great gamer, and I think that's going to take off for me. I'm a gamer. That's it. I'm done.
Right.
And it's okay to change, but you still got to have your core, something that you stand by. You can veer, but they got to be slow turns, well thought out, not reactionary, but planned.
Right. I think everybody just wants instant success, and you got to look at YouTube as the long game.
Yeah.
You have to play the long game with YouTube. I know what's going to happen on my channel 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I know half a dozen episodes that I will film 3 years from now.
Yeah.
So what I do between now and then is just leading up to that point.
That's right. Very well said.
You have to have a map, and you have to stay on. You can't fall off the edge of the map. Yeah. If you do, as frustrating as it is, I mean, we've talked about that here before. How analytics go up and down. It looks like ocean waves if you look at it on a broad enough timeline.
Yeah,
it's like that's your channel's heartbeat, and that's exactly what it looks like. Boom, 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 boom. You have a really good time, and then the very next day it just bottoms down. You're like, what happened?
Yeah,
that's your heartbeat.
Yep.
It's got to go down and up and down, up and down, up and down. As long as it's going up and down, you're still alive.
That's right.
If it flatlines, start a new channel.
Yep, exactly. That's
and I look at my analytics. It's a heartbeat. I don't expect it to just keep going up and up and up and up and up.
No,
I want it to bottom out. If it bottoms out, that means I got a clean slate. I can start with fresh analytics, fresh new content. And when it bottoms out like that, whatever I put out next, if it spikes it right back up, I know that was good content. If it doesn't spike it back up, okay, maybe I need to do some tweaking here and there to put out something a little bit different. So you can react to your analytics. If you want that heartbeat to just keep going straight up, you're going to give yourself a heart attack.
Yep.
You know,
true.
It's not worth it.
You nailed it there. It's 100%. It's got to live. It's got to grow. It's a breathing, if for lack of a better term, it's a living, breathing organism. It's got to be tended. Yeah. It will have bad days. It will have 6 days. It will have really great days. And in the end, you're looking for something that can average itself out over a long period of time, that continual growth.
Exactly. What was those little keychains we had as kids? What was it, like nano pets?
Yes, that's right.
And every once in a while you had to feed it, and then it wanted to go to sleep. YouTube's the same way.
Yes.
You feed it a new video, and then you let it go to sleep, and it eventually has a growth spurt, and you have to feed it a little bit more. You know, it's just like raising one of those little electronic pets.
Yep.
You're not really out anything if the thing dies. You just start the game all over again. But
yeah, that's right. 100%.
You know,
that's a really good analogy, by the way.
I love that. It is very, very true.
That's how this thing works. I mean, and you know, those geniuses at Google who invented all this, they went from that little keychain to this.
That's right.
You know, and we're all buying into it, just like we did the little keychains. Oh, it came out in a different color.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Let's make it happen.
Whatever. We're all idiots.
We're on a string.
Right They're addicted.
we want to sound all independent, but we're on a string. There's no hiding.
We all work for Google.
Yes,
you know,
it's very true.
We're faithful employees.
I'm a Google employee. They're piggybacking off of my work.
I'm just waiting for my 401k to come in from them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the true story of it. Google invented this platform, but we're putting in all the work, and they get more money than we do.
Definitely.
You know, they get the majority of the ad revenue.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yes.
They don't even send you a Christmas card. You're not going to get a Christmas card from YouTube saying, "Hey, thanks for all the money you made us this year."
And what about benefits and insurance?
Yes.
Right.
And we're taking an extra 5% on super chats effective immediately.
Man, at least give me 10% off on YouTube Red.
Can I run something by you? I've been talking about something the last couple of days. Maybe you've heard it already, but if you haven't, I'm really curious now that we've been talking, your opinion. And I was kind of nervous to bring this up, but the more I bring it up, the more people seem to like it. I want to see what you think. We're all on YouTube, and it's a free platform, right? Anybody can join. Cell phone, whatever, graded, you're all on.
Right.
What if there was an option, say you were just starting out, and I'm just like loosely putting it to you, but say there was a thing that you had to maybe do 10 or 20 videos, and then you would be audited. If you were approved for that, you could pay a $500 or say $1,000 fee. It would have to be one time up front, not in installments. That if you paid, that would jump you right away, not for the money in AdSense right away, but would put you up automatically, say 3 tiers or more above where you would have started right first. So say you're a serious content creator and you really are about creating heavy, good content, you want to grow with it. You could pay this premium and you would start at a different level where it would start pushing you a lot more right off the bat in suggested videos. You can maybe even get a bit more off the AdSense or AdSense right away. You know what I'm saying? Like some way, if you were really serious about it, you could actually get a boost versus just going free and working your way up. Oh my God! I guess I freaked him out on that question. I guess. There he is. Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I think got you sideways now. I think you got to turn your phone or something.
Let's see if we can rotate it back there. Oh, technical difficulties. There we go. That better.
Yeah, but we just see your computer screen now. You got to change the camera direction.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now. I thought it would auto rotate.
I was like, man, I really scared him off with that question.
Yeah.
Tranquil Geo says, I like the idea, Pusa LOL, but apparently he didn't.
Yeah. That's it. We're done.
That was such a coincidence.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem. No problem.
So buying your way to the top, is that the gist of it?
I don't think that's I get what you're saying. No, I wouldn't say that's a fair statement. I'm saying if you could buy a way, like to put yourself in another tier, because you got to go through a lot of loops to get there, but not just buying it. They would have to judge it based on, you'd have to fit certain criteria.
Right.
And that way, like, they'd automatically have a ton of rules, like none of the junky stuff we've seen. Like you can't be just putting up some copyright-free image cards with, I mean, you'd have to have some real content to back it up. Maybe 10 to 20 videos, kind of like a portfolio that you do over, say, 3 months you have. And then if you do those videos and they meet the criteria, you could pay that and get moved up and at least get pushed a lot more than you would have the regular way.
I almost think that happens in a way, because one of the tricks that I used as far as building the channel goes was using let's see, it was Google Ads. I had bought into Google Ads early on in this series. I think I invested $200 in the channel, and Google Ads was putting it up on the Google feed. So as people were going around social media, they run into these little teasers on social media. So they go to Google and they Google and see if they can find any information. Well, the website was already put up. I give them a little bit of more information. And then if they Googled it, they could see the first teaser 2 months before everybody else did, but they had to do that search. And I put them on a treasure hunt. The ones that did do that treasure hunt not only added to the analytics of the YouTube channel, but they put me higher and higher in the Google search, because now this term, the Huntsman terms or the Huntsman hashtag, has been searched X amount of times. So people are looking for this before it's even there.
Right.
That, so I think there is a way to buy in a little bit. If you invest in your channel, if you use some of your ad revenue to create your own ad.
But even before that, like you could use that on top of the push you would already get. Like you would get, like, guaranteed you'd just start showing up in recommended videos, in your criteria. Plus, then, if you want to do that, you could do that on top and get even more of a boost if that was your choice.
See, like, people in the chat are back and forth, like, I don't think it would be a good idea myself. Pam says it would get some people mad that could not afford it, and they might leave. That also might create a difference from people who can afford it and cannot afford it, and not necessarily having a better content just because you have you can afford it,
Right.
And so on.
And that's why I wanted the debate about it. That's why I'm curious to see what people think about it.
My thing would be, what are you going to do after that? So now you're up here. What are you going to do? Because you're only as good as what you can do next.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So if you buy your way up, but you're still going to, like, say you buy your way to level 4, but you're still at level 1 content because you didn't have that evolution time.
Well, that's something we talked about the other night, was also to maybe reviewed on every, like if you paid for a year, at the end of the year, you go through an audit system to see if you still qualify, or maybe they check on you every 2 or 3 months to see that you're still maintaining some kind of a.
Right. You have to, stick with the criteria.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if different tiers, you have to meet different criteria. Okay, you bought your way up to level 4, now you have to do this.
Yeah.
But how high does that go?
Yeah, well, that's it. I think it's like a starter, like an extra set of training wheels. Not as training wheels, that's a bad term. An extra boost to get off the ground.
Well, yeah, I think you can design your own boost for real. So, I mean, I did. I put together this package, and I had it saved on it was one folder on my computer, and it was still images, animated photos, and 10, 15-second clips. And that package was my booster pack for launching the channel. So after the channel premiered, not only did I have all of the videos already uploaded, all the metadata, the tags were maxed out, all of that work was done for the first 3 months of the episode before the first episode came out. I had no work to do. All I had to do was hit publish.
Yeah.
And then I had this little packet off to the side that I could push on social media. So I do think that you can create your own booster packs with the content that you already have. And you have to do that. You have to make your, not only make your video, but you have to make a commercial for that video. And that's your teaser. That's your 10, 15 seconds to hook the audience, the highlights of the episode. You put that out on social media, say that you see the full episode at this time and date at this place, so they know where it's going to be. And you have to stick to that too. You cannot get successful on YouTube just doing it randomly.
Mm-hmm.
People have to know when to expect you.
Yes.
So whenever I did the Huntsman's Friday night at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I change that time, which I will be in December, I let them know a month in advance that I'm going to be changing the time because we got so much stuff going on Friday nights.
Right.
I want to be here with you guys on Friday nights. I don't want to be watching my own damn episode. So if I'm over here hanging out and I'm not watching my episode or looking at my the comments and responding to comments, because you want to do that within the first couple of hours after you post a new video. There's just, and I pay attention to my community. You guys are the focal point of the community.
Yep.
Everybody in this chat room, they're going to be here, not with me.
Yep.
I want to be here with them, not
right.
with my own stuff. My own stuff can carry on, however it wants to. You gotta stay in touch with your community, the group of people that are around you right now. Wherever they're at, you should be, even if that means taking you away from your channel. As far as going back to what you were talking about how maybe you could just boost your channel up and have that instant springboard, I don't think laws of nature wise it should be like that. I think you should have to earn your keep. You have to pay your dues. Whenever you first come into this thing, it's just like going into a new job. You don't walk into a new job acting like you're the boss unless you get hired on as the boss. And just because they put you in the front row of the orchestra does not mean you can conduct a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay your dues. And you walk through your entry-level position. You have no subscribers. You have no content. You have to earn your way up. You have to pay your dues just like everybody before you did. There is no cheat.
Now, you see, there's where I would say I differ onto it. I would still say you're paying your dues into it. I wouldn't see it as any different. You're just going to get more of a shove. I'll give you a great example. We have shoutouts twice a week, right? And we get everybody subbing, going, checking out. And I think you've heard me say something many times to people. We help you guys get people over your channel. It's your job to keep them there.
Exactly.
And even with that push, you still have to, it might give you more coverage to potential viewers, but it's your job still, just at the bottom, to still be able to keep content that people want to see.
So you're talking more about exposure.
That exposure
like
side.
Buy exposure.
That's right. Right off the bat, you would go into another tier. Say you had 100 subscribers, or by the time that month or 2 months was done and the evaluation, you'd maybe go up to the level of somebody with 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers in push by paying that.
Well, see, another one, I get what you're saying as far as getting your content out on the algorithm. But I think what we do now as our networking is our exposure, working with other people like your audience is seeing my content for the first time. Or I'll bring you guys over and say, give you guys a shout out. So I'm bringing in new subscribers and we're swapping subscribers. That's how we're all growing. So I could come in here. Let's say I come in here to one of these live streams, and one of these folks in here is going to have a live stream later on. So I go over there, and I'm in a whole new group of people that I wasn't in with before. So the network is your exposure.
Oh, definitely.
The people in that chat room is your exposure. They're promoting your stuff, and you're promoting their stuff. So you have that. Now you can go out and say, tell Google, well, I'm just going to buy my position on the YouTube homepage.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are they going to click on your thumbnail?
Because
they don't know who you are. There's no community around you. You bought your way onto the homepage with nobody backing you. So you don't have that network of exposure. You just have a thumbnail on the YouTube homepage. What's going to make the audience click on it? You're not going to, how you can't guarantee that all these folks in the chat room are going to click on that thumbnail and come to your channel.
No, but it's the same as like you said when you bought the booster pack. It's kind of the same thing. It's not guaranteed. Nothing would be. I'll tell you why I bring it up. We've talked about it already, that we think that's something YouTube is going to be coming out with. That's the whole reason why we're playing with this term. I see the writing on the wall here, and I think it's something that's going to come out. And for instance, we're like built around networking, small channels. Up and coming, and channels range from, let's say on the average from 50 to 10,000 come through here. So it's not like we have a problem with it. I just have a feeling we're going to see something like that coming pretty soon with YouTube. I think that's...
Well, I could see an argument for it. Like, how are you going to compete with a mega channel? How am I going to compete with PewDiePie? I'm not.
No, that's right.
So there is an argument. How do the little channels grow on YouTube whenever all of the attention goes to the mega channels? So if they were to come out with a booster pack, I think you would be eligible for that booster pack up into a certain point, and then you are not eligible anymore. This is for upstarts.
Yep.
For people who are already established. So PewDiePie can't promote his own shit because he's already at the top. Yep. You're not going to buy the crown. You know what I'm saying? If you lose the crown to the next guy, you can't just buy it back. Now you got to earn it a little bit, you know? So let's say they go up to 500,000 subscribers, right? That's pretty high. I mean, it takes people years to get that
definitely,
high.
Yeah.
So you're eligible for these booster pack ranges. You know, I think the smaller you are, the bigger the pack should be. As you grow, that pack gets smaller and smaller until you can carry yourself.
Yeah. I don't. Yes, exactly. It's more even at the starter part. I wouldn't see it much more like, you know, going over the 2 first rungs, because by then, if you're not self-sufficient, the buying the packs, I mean, it could. The main thing is when you first start out, you get, I mean, you see it a lot here too. There's a lot of people say, well, I don't really care about subs and I don't care about the channel. You know, I just want to put up my videos and people will be seeing, which is a fair argument. And that tier, why I think that's going to come in soon, is going to be for the people who say, I really want to do this. I'm really hell-bound on it. I want to give YouTube every single thing I got. That's not knocking from anybody. But what it's going to do then is they're going to offer it and say, well, now you don't have to compete with the smaller channels the same size as you that just want to kind of get noticed if they get noticed and do it. Because everything has to be recommended, because none of us have a history when we start. By buying into it, it will almost like give you a bit of history, if you will, meaning that it will put you into a place that you're more going to be shown. Instead of just in the mix, it's going to give you a bit of integrity behind it. And they might never do this. It's just kind of been what they've been talking about. It kind of looks a little like that's something like that's going to be introduced, I'm thinking, within the next 6 to 12 months.
If Google, the company Google, were to do that, you know how many of those bot sites would be put out of business?
Yes, exactly. 100%.
You're going to bankrupt all of the bot sites, all of those fake subscriber sites.
Yep.
And I see them all over the place. You know, they're messaging me in private all the time saying, hey, we can get you more subs. And I'm like, no, you can't.
Yep. That's right.
Because they're all fake.
Yep.
But there's that mentality. Everybody is so obsessed with that subscriber number. That subscriber number is like the YouTube resume.
Yeah.
And I've had people try to come at me with that argument saying, well, you're attacking this guy over here. He's got 80,000 subscribers compared to your 3,000. Well, that don't make him right.
No.
Exactly.
You know,
100%. Wow.
And I guarantee you, of his 80,000, only 3,000 of them are active.
Yep.
You know, you don't know how many the mega channels. There are millions of accounts on YouTube that they can't even log into anymore because they forgot the password.
That's right.
That's not a subscriber.
Yep.
It's a number, and it might look impressive to an idiot. But
I had a channel.
I don't know.
I had a channel kind of mouth and all. You know, you're gonna get it every couple of months. It's gonna be one start. Somebody said, "Oh, I was in your channel. You didn't say hi to me." And I said, "Well, some nights it's busy." I said, "We can have 150 plus in there one time. I'm not perfect. I try my best. We do shout outs. We do, you know, calling everybody out and all that. We do our best."
Right.
And I said, "You know, we can only do so much." He goes, "Well, you get a look at my channel, how big it was, and it was 8,000. So I went over and looked at it. Yes, you got 8,000, but you're also getting an average of maybe 200 views in an hour and a half long live stream. So, so you're not getting 150 in there. Yes, your channel's double the size of mine. Congratulations."
You know, I've pointed that out too. You know, people that are trying to compare my channel to larger wilderness channels.
Yeah.
You know, I go to the wilderness channel. He might have 800,000 subscribers, but he's averaging 2,000 views.
Yep.
Per video.
Definitely.
I mean, it's obvious right there. Like 800,000 versus 2,000. So you got 2,000 active accounts. Most of those aren't even subscribed.
Yep.
So that subscriber number that everybody thinks is the holy grail of YouTube is nothing.
That's
Once you get 1,000 and you're monetized, everything after that, it means nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, it gives you something to give a shout out to with TubeBuddy or something like that. Say, you know, you reach milestones. But for, my milestones are, the more important milestones to me is the views and the watch time. That's it.
Definitely.
Now I will put out a plug for Tube. If TubeBuddy says, you reach 4,000 subscribers, I'll have a 4K special, because that's the culture that we're filming in.
And not
it's just a thing you do.
Yeah, and it is. And I mean, seriously, too. I mean, I also don't want to poo-poo on subs all. You do need some. Let's face it. You do need somebody watching, somebody that does follow back. But you can't take it as the be-all, end-all of your channel. And I'm like you. I believe watch time ratio by far. A great example we brought up for A Joe. I think you know the A Joe, the channel? EHJO. Yeah. He had 500 subscribers. He was averaging 1,000 views per watch. Well, that's better than somebody with 10,000 subs getting that 1,000 views.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the ratio is insane. So yeah, I never go with this as far as credibility goes. I never go with the subscriber number.
I've seen some channels like that's what I love about here. I'll come across gems that got 50 subscribers. I'll watch it and it's like this is phenomenal. Like, I mean, the work in here is impeccable. Way better than what I've seen in musicians. How many times we passed a musician on a street corner that's 1,000 times more talented playing for change than you've ever seen on a stage.
Yep, and it's because they're real. It's because they have that, they haven't sold out, so they got more of their soul.
And they haven't had the luck, too, I mean, that's a big break. I mean, those musicians, some of them, their mother was sick the day of the audition. Car broke down. Didn't get the call. It's a lot of luck. You can have all the talent in the world, but you still need that break. You can make a great video, and that's why I say about that tier system, one thing I am curious about it is maybe it'll give you a bit more chance to have something seen off the get-go than get lost in the mix at the bottom and kind of just stirring around with everything. It'll give you a chance to show that you can stand out, but it won't make it for you.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to like that. The people that I work with, they have different followings on different platforms. So if they're posting, if I have content of theirs on my channel and they're posting on Twitter or they're posting on Instagram, then people are searching for more of their content and they find my channel because I'm integrated into their content. Now, a lot of the times, some of my the more successful videos, I'm not getting the ad revenue for that. That gets passed on to whoever the content belongs to.
Right.
I have some videos that are content sharing,
yeah,
where they've made it, well, let's do this 50-50. You can share it. You give me some more subscribers. I'll give you, more views.
Right.
That's the market trade-off. I have other videos on there that have copyrighted content in it that I'm not getting any money for. I don't care because I'll sacrifice that as long as I'm within the guidelines and I'm getting that email that says you have copyrighted content in your video. This does not count against you. Nothing's wrong, but the revenue for your video is going to go to this creator.
Yeah.
I will make that deal because by having that collaboration,
that's right.
They get the money, I get the views.
That's right. 100%.
So you're investing in your channel by putting copyrighted content in every once in a while.
Yep.
By having a song in there that's really popular right now, that could boost your channel up just because that song's associated with your video.
But as a disclaimer to anybody, I have to say this. We always say it. Please make sure first you can use it without getting a copyright strike. Sorry to interrupt you, but I always want to state that before somebody gets the wrong idea. Always double check.
I've been around YouTube a long time, and I've never had a copyright strike on music.
Yeah.
Most of the production companies will just take your monetization. Now, if you're willing to make that trade-off like I am, you'll get a lot of views.
Oh, definitely.
You will get the views, but you just won't get the money for it. And that's a fair trade, if you ask me. I'm basically, I don't want anybody piggybacking off my work, and I'm not going to piggyback off somebody else's. You'll get paid if I use your stuff.
Right.
One way or another, whether I have to send it to you myself or if.
But that's an investment in your channel when you're thinking of it that way. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
That's another long-term plan.
If you do use copyrighted material in your video, YouTube will tell you instantly and give you the option of removing it or leaving it in there.
That's right. But there is a scam going around right now. We just got hit with it again. And what's happening is we're using some music like from bensoundmusic.com. I've used him for years. I know what he does. I know how to use it. And they're going out, these fake companies from like Romania and all these stuff, and they're putting copyright claims on them, and they never shut you down. They always want sharing.
Right.
But the trick is, if you try to contest it, it doesn't go to YouTube. It goes right back to them. And if they don't agree with it, of course they're not going to agree with it because it's a scam to begin with. They can hit you then back. They can threaten you with a full-out copyright strike if you don't, comply.
Yeah. There's people try to protect their content. I said that in one of my episodes. If anybody out there wants to use my content for any purposes, they're more than welcome to grab a hold of whatever they want to use and use it. I'm not possessive over the content, but I'm not an artist. This is not my livelihood. So you're not taking anything out of my pocket if you do. Right. You're going to give me exposure. Even if you go grab a clip from my videos and use it as a parody and try to attack me, that would be awesome.
In some ways, but we got hit with that and we had to deal with it for the simple reasons we have a business called Pusa Studios.
Exactly.
And when it was used maliciously,
well, I have nothing to lose. You guys did.
Yes, exactly. I just wanted to say that before somebody says I agree with it. And I get that. Right. And I mean, I don't mind. We've had people ask us, and the right thing to do is always ask somebody first. Ask them. I mean, if you make a blanket statement and it's public, that's one thing. But you should always ask somebody before you do anything. Get it in writing. Ask for them, or at least, some sort of email, anything that states that you have it as proof. Because we have a girl, I don't know if, we better not say her name, I guess, but they were showing videos. That was the thing they were doing on their channel. And they had agreements with all these channels. They even had to sign a form to agree to it.
Yep.
So they were showing these videos, and that was nice. It was together. It's a great concept. Everything is great until an idiot ruins it. One person got in a fight with them. This guy comes in and says, yes, please show my video. He even signed the paper. They put it up. The next morning, she gets a copyright strike because she's claimed, this other woman said, no, I'm the one who made it. It's on his channel, but I'm the one who created it. And they were in a beef, and what happened, Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had the copyright strike thing happen to me. Even with all of the kind of stuff that I put out, I've never had and what's amazing is I've never had a community guideline strike.
Wow.
Put at me, because I know I've had some detractors out there and some trolls out there who would love to see me shut down for some of the stuff I say and do.
Oh, we got 2 in 3 weeks, so yeah, we know all about them.
Right, but I guess I've been fortunate so far. The bigger I get, the more I think the bigger you get, the greater the odds are of getting those strikes. But I also think that's why you got the 3 strikes rule.
Yeah.
If you do it once, then you're aware and you pay a little bit more attention. You're trying to guard yourself a little bit better.
Yeah.
Twice you get paranoid. 3 times you're out.
Yeah. Well, at the same time.
Oh, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, at the same time, we had a guest from Australia the other day, and then he had 3 strikes in a span of 8 hours. And the thing is that if you're not at the computer at the moment it happens, and he wasn't, you don't really get any other notifications by YouTube telling you, let's say after the 2nd strike, you know what, pay attention, something is going on, your channel is going to get deleted. So he got the 3 strikes in a span of 8 hours because of the trolls, but still it was strikes, and his content and the channel got deleted. When he came home and wanted to get into his channel, everything was gone. And it took, he resolved it eventually, but it took a long time to get it resolved. So, 3 strikes is great, but at the same time, the system of reporting people or flagging the videos is so wrong at this point that anybody who thinks ill of you or want to hate you, they can do it like this, just flag 3 videos and you're done. And I mean, yes, you still can fight it back afterwards, but it's just such a hassle, for nothing. And that's the point here is it's not. It
should shut down after it. If there's no response after the 2nd one, it should go into dormant stage to give you a chance to try and deal with it before it goes all out.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you should have a period where you can contest it and present your evidence. It shouldn't be an.
He literally woke up and his channel was gone due to he got an email due to multi claims. Your channel has been terminated. That's it. That's what he woke up to the next morning. That's how he found out. All over 8 hours. It was him pouring seashells into.
Yeah, that was a different story.
Yeah, sorry, that was the other one. He got a copyright on music, that's right, for that one, for pouring seashells into a vase. And they picked it up as the wrong notation and tried to put a copyright claim on it for music.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what happens whenever you're dealing with an AI instead of an actual person.
Yes, yeah. But, it needs time to learn, too, so I guess we are in the learning curve.
We're so disposable on this channel. You put so much into it, and I mean, we're so vulnerable when it's all said and done. That's the hard part about it, because we have no say no real recourse when it's said and done. There's no contracts. We could wake up tomorrow morning, get a notification that YouTube has been terminated and doesn't exist anymore, and
back to the day job.
Yep, that's right. Or whatever you do. Good luck to you. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay for us to say, but it's some people that their livelihoods, even the bigger ones,
Hey, at least we're connected on Twitter, so we can still chat every once in a while.
Yes, it's so important to have
It
Twitter.
is so important, and that's why I keep reminding people in the chat again. Keep notice, connect with people outside of YouTube. It's the same as creating email lists for businesses. You know, if
Exactly.
everything goes down, you need to have that way out where you
Yep.
still get in touch with your viewers. You know,
Most definitely.
because once it's gone, it's gone. So. Definitely, if you don't have a Twitter, please do create it. It's very useful for that. We still have questions. My goodness, guys.
Yes, we gotta get.
Yeah, I can do a couple more, and then I'm gonna have to wrap it up, guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nope.
definitely. That's why I wanted to get into these questions here. Okay, let me see here. Is your family supportive of your YouTube channel?
Yes, my wife kicks me out of the house all the time.
Okay. Gabriel Z asked if Huntress Hannah views is coincidence or is it planned?
What's that?
Is Huntress Hannah views is coincidence or is it planned?
Planned.
Okay. Hike with Mike asked, have you camped or hiked in different types of wilderness and climates like deserts, high mountains, and swamps?
No. Actually, since I started filming the series, I have not left the Emerald Forest in 5 years.
Okay. You already answered about collabs. Oh, and Gemma asked about if somebody wants to cut back on scripting, like before they do the video, how would you suggest to do that, to script less and be more natural?
Cut it down to post-it notes. Instead of having a full script, just have some guides so you can talk naturally, but if you sort of forget what you're saying, you can look at that post-it note and kind of remind yourself where you're at. But everything from that point on is your own thoughts.
Awesome. That's an awesome tip. Well, there you go. That was a quick one.
Well, we're in the power round. He's going to go in a few anymore.
Yeah, no, all good. All good.
Perfect.
You guys answered some of the questions already, so awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is
it was great, guys.
This was a real honor. I had such a great conversation with you. We really love what you do. You really have a great art going. It's a pleasure to know you. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow, to be perfectly honest.
We're just getting started.
That's what I was hoping to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. And I've been thankful that we've gotten to know you so much in the past. Also, thank you for supporting us in that. And it's always great to have you in here. And I just look forward to greater and bigger things for you.
I'll do my best, and I will be in here trolling myself in the next live stream.
Always love seeing you. You're so awesome.
I was so looking forward to the next series and all the content. It is magical. It does capture in, and I just love seeing that quality of content on YouTube, and I'm really captured by it. So thank you so much, and keep creating.
Thank you. Yep. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye now.
You too. Bye.
Oh, that was awesome.
Well, that's awesome. Oh my God. Like, it's one of those interviews again, like you could talk and talk more and ask more questions and pick his brain about YouTube and creativity and his story of life as well. So many things again. I'll definitely would have to have him back at some point.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
No, that was really great. Wow. He has just got that. He's got the craft down, and it's such a pleasure to watch somebody like that in action. That room looks so fantastic.
I know. I can only imagine the rest of the house.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, oh my God, Victorian house.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that was very cool.
Such a amazing place to live for a person like that. You know,
Oh,
the
Pam,
stories.
it's our pleasure. I mean, he is just phenomenal. Thank you, Gil. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for posting all the links, by the way, as well. Ksumi, how are you? Nice to see you here. 802 Diesel Crew, what's going on? Got Roy Parma. I enjoyed it immensely. That's one of the niches that I'm drawn to every time. So, oh well, that is so awesome. I couldn't be happier to hear that. That was really no. He was really cool. That's the whole point of this channel, guys. We've been trying to do from the beginning is just get people from everywhere. Even if you might not be into it, it might be something new you've thought about, or even if it's not something you're quite into, you might love the tonight. Like even past what he does. I mean, the guy talking about his visions for his work and how he guides it, and the open story concept and stuff. Those are the kind of things that really inspire us to kind of push ourselves further, and that was really awesome.
And guys, this is one of the channels that we actually noticed when he came to our channel. I think it was one of the shout-out streams that he joined us first. And instantly was very captured by the way he was talking about his channel, about the whole legend and story around him. And we just kept following him, and I'm like, oh my God, we gotta have him on. And it was like a couple months ago still, but I'm like, okay, well, let's see where it goes, right? Because I want to see where the story develops. And I mean, he surpassed any kind of thoughts and expectations we even thought of where it would go, but this is so amazing because when he came, he was still at the very beginning of his journey, although planned ahead of his goal. In anybody else's eyes, he was a small channel, right? But now look at the growth, 500,000 views, and he's still growing, and amazing content. And that's why we keep repeating, you guys, that don't judge the channel by the count of subscribers they have or how small or big they are, because you never know what is behind them. You never know what is ahead of them. And there's some amazing things, sometimes such an amazing content to discover, or stories behind the channels of the people that have those channels that are just mesmerizing. Don't disregard just because of the sub count or even views. Sometimes I think we clinch to that too much, and kind of the content and the human part of all that get lost somewhere in between of all those zeros and ones, and that's what we're here for with our interviews, is to remind us and you guys that there's much more there than a bunch of those zeros and ones. It's humans there after all, with all their creativity and energy and story to tell. Mickey M. Merks, well, thank you so much for joining today, and hope you enjoyed our day. It was your first time in our channel. Hope you come back. We're here, by the way, if you're new to our channel, we're here 6 times a week from Sunday to Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, except for Thursday at 1 p.m. With Tuesday nights Tech Talk, a big think talk for 3 hours about everything YouTube, with our interviews on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And of course, shout out Game Night Wheel on Sundays and Thursdays. All our schedule is in our About section. If you got confused with all those numbers, it's all available there. Wanted to say hi to Philip Cochram. Hello. I'm always get stumbled with your last name. Ha ha ha. Thank you so much, and I know you've been listening. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And I turned on post notifications. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I did click on that link, so you are now in our messaging system as well. I do appreciate that, and that's awesome.
I'm back.
Melissa Outdoor Vlogs, hello. We just emergency vehicles, trains, aircrafts, etc. We just finished our interview with a Huntsman.
I just went to help my son. The oven door, I heard him saying something. The oven door came out. When you pull, the one leg comes out, so I had to get that in, and I forgot what else I did. So I'm going to yell at my son. Not in a bad way, but I need to get his attention. I don't want to deafen you. Give me 1 second. There we go. There. Say, well, maybe not Xenia's eardrums, but everybody else's.
Well, good thing I have headphones on.
There.
And Mickey Marks, we do have already guests booked up, but you definitely can join us, and you never know. As we said, Huntsman was one of our viewers, and you never know where what people come over. Some people are from our community that come here, and you know them well, and some people are outside of community, because we also try to expand horizons for everybody, including ourselves, and joining different communities together. Great job tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, he was an amazing guest. It was such a pleasure to listen to him. Heavy Metal Magnet.
Yeah, I'm going to get up those selfies here.
Yes, we are. Hashtag Blue Ranch Group. Selfie out there. We're so excited to see it.
There we go.
Arcane. Yes, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking.
From the Lincoln Room at the Farnsworth House this week on Panic D Videos. Isn't that cool? You guys are so awesome.
Awesome.
I love you, Sean.
Drone Man, have a Merry Christmas. Hope you come back before Christmas.
Yes, I seen that. I hope,
here for the next month.
There's still lots of time. So, Gemma, you're looking awesome as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know it's a late night for you. Wow. You're so sweet.
Thank you for Super Chat again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, not necessary, but thank you so much. There's our boy. There's John. Looking good.
Awesome.
Really great looking shot. Look at that little translucent, just enough to give that ghostly edge to it. I like that. Very nice.
What if it's his natural look and he's going to say, oh no, what's wrong with me?
Well, he's not semi-translucent. Good God. Nice try. Gil's. Oh, he's having a brew and watch us, and he's been so busy tonight. Thank you so much, Gil, once again for the links and everything else. It's really appreciated.
It a lot.
You really are one super person, and I love that shot. I've done that pose many times. Many times. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Julie School, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Always good to see you.
She's so sweet. How cool is that? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Alyssa Parrish, this is awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Guys, come show love and support to my wonderful friends, Pusa Studios. Live now. Oh, you guys are absolutely awesome. You have no idea how much these
beautiful picture from Weekend Warrior Outdoors once again.
Oh my God, these pictures are awesome.
I'm going to so nag you for the photo portfolio site.
Yeah. She's not kidding, folks.
Oh, yeah. He knows how I can nag.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really a nagger so much, but once I get something in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Looking beautiful. Brenna's beauty blog. Awesome.
Oh, very nice. What a great shot. Very nice. And there we go, guys. God, he takes these epic selfies. Wow.
Can I move into your house? Like, I just love that yard. And the fireplace room was awesome, too.
You're so cool. And I got to say, the selfie of you and your dad was just so amazing. I keep thinking about it. I thought it was so cool. As always, shredding on Pusa Studios Live. You are so cool, man. And the one you did the other night with Inspiration John, where you put yourself in the tub, that was
my God.
that was the funniest damn thing I've seen in a long time. I couldn't get over that. That one was just phenomenal. Yeah, you're such a nut, man. I absolutely loved it. I really appreciate them, guys. Always great to see you guys' awesome smiles, your awesome faces. And with that said, what do you say, hon? See if there's anywhere we pick a place to send over.
Yeah, as always, we're going to be sending you guys to show some love to another stream. That's another way for you to network and to promote your channel, as well as connect with other communities. That's what we're here all about.
Yes, Heavy Metal Magnet, because she's stringing, I can tell. Yes, it was hilarious. I thought it was one of the best selfies I've seen in a long time. I laughed at it for 2 days straight. I kept thinking and picturing it in my head, so... There we go. Now you're back. I just was looking for my entrance. I had my signal light on, but the traffic was thick that day. So.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, now you got me off my string here.
Oh. You'll get it back.
Yeah, we always try to show you guys other ways, different ways how you can promote your channel and also connect with other communities, and showing some love to other live stream at the end of hours is one of those ways. I don't know, maybe you can check it, because I can't see really anything.
You can't see anything?
No.
Oh, really? And I should take
a look. Yeah, guys, we are going to be here all week, as we always say here, so hope you can join us 7 p.m. Eastern, except for Thursday, when we are back at 1 p.m. Eastern. And on Wednesday, we're going to have Bruce the Traveler talking about cruises and all the traveling that he's done with his wife. Yep. And on Friday, we're going to have Toyman talking about trains. We love trains It's
gonna
our
be
passion.
really cool, guys.
Yes.
A lot of you guys know Train Man now, so it's gonna be really cool to hang out with him. We've done this one already, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do that one.
Okay, so hashtag from Pusa with love.
This one's a giveaway one, guys. They're giving away tonight, so
yeah, let's go and enter the giveaway.
Yep.
But check out the community too. It is a great community. They're always very interactive.
That's true.
Great people there, and a lot of people there in the chat as well.
Yep. It's a fun one, guys. Oh, Philip. Sure, definitely would love that. Always love chatting with you, my friend. Never a bad time for that, so anytime. Thank you, guys. Each and every one of you is coming. Xendia's putting in the link.
I already did.
You already did. There you go. So there's the hashtag, guys. Forever Freaky Funko. This is a channel from M's dad, and a great one. Saying I support puberty just sounds wrong. I know Doodles by Doug. And I got to say, I'm so happy. There's been so many of you guys from the beginning coming in, and it means the absolute world to me. I'm so honored to have you guys. You guys help make this channel what it is. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button already, if you can on the way out, please do. Oswald, you're very welcome. You're a great addition to the channel. It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. To each and every one of you.
Ring that bell, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter if you are there, so you know when we are on next time, although we're here every day anyway.
Same as custom carts, by the way. I should have put you into that as well. All you guys, people that came here from the beginning, in the middle, and some that just joined within the short amount of time lately, or even tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Living Life, Illinois. We're just heading out. So nice to see you. Another one from the beginning.
Oh my God. Arcane, and what does that tell about our inner psychology, I wonder? As a fellow psychologist, can you answer me that one?
Oh my God.
Canadian Drone Hub, hello.
Hey, how are you? Oh, nice to see you. Oh, we're just on our way out, actually. We're just heading out, but there's a link. Xenia's posting it. We're heading over to support them. You can copy over the hashtag from Pusa with love. And if you haven't hit the like button on the way out, if you can do that, that really does help us out a lot. And we'll see you guys very, very soon, as always. And thank you. Thank you so much for tonight. I want to say that an extra little thank you for everything. You guys know what it can be like on this platform sometimes. Some people don't make it easy for you, but you guys always make it worth it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Much love to each and everyone. Anaheim, California. That's where you are. Oh, wow. I used to go down there for the NAMM show at the Trade Convention Center. We're out of Montreal. So nice. Oh, you're Insanity Baller. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. And you too. You're awesome, Puberty. Puberty's always awesome. My God, that sounds so... I don't even know how to say it. But you're awesome, and thank you so much for coming. Drawings for you. Oh, we're just on our way out, but there's a link. We're going to head over. If you want to join us right there for Forever Freaky Funko, copy the hashtag. There's a giveaway going on, guys. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be fun. You'll get to meet some people.
Pikachu!
Oh, it's a big Pikachu.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God.
right. Oh, yeah.
Big Pokemon Pikachu.
Yep. So, guys, head over.
Oh, my God.
And we'll see you guys very soon. Please, if you can, hit the like button. It really does help. We're 149. We're just one away from 150. You guys are absolutely spectacular. Thank you so much. So, guys, the link's in the description. We'll let this run for another 2-3 minutes, give you time to head over. Hope you guys will come join us. Remember to hit the like button, copy over that hashtag from Pusa with love, and then use the link to come on over, and we'll meet you over there. It's about paying it forward, guys. We're all in this together. Thank you for everything that you guys are on in this community. Much love. Take care. See you again real soon. Cheers. Cheers and keep creating. Bye.